Do it.
Oh, fuck.
We'll go and rejoin Egg on his throne.
Wait, Egg was on the throne?
Zachary was. Zachary was contemplating the meaning of a seriously complex missive.
Was crowning as well.
Good to
Third
know.
was poking his head
Good
out.
to know. Well, it's not prairie dogging and, not making a decision on which way it was going to go.
We're in a hurry, mate. Just get the scissors out and cut it off.
Oh my god. Fuck's sake.
Like the
Right
record
as stream
stone
goes
that you
live,
I
started
know, I
with.
just thought about that as well. Saying it. Oh.
This is the ultimate shutdown.
Oh, God.
Prairie doggy.
Fucking hell.
Clearly that's a new one on Zachary. I'm happy to share that one with you, mate. Take it with my blessing.
Fuck, I hope there's not a gift that matches that.
Oh, can you imagine? I bet you someone on Etsy sells it.
You know I'm going to find it.
Yeah, it'll be a meme that I'll see at some point when I'm reviewing everything. All right. So where you guys were up to? You solved the puzzle, the super complex puzzle with the mirrors, and indeed let there be light throughout the dungeon. And that light appears to have continued despite you inadvertently shattering one mirror with a rain of arrows and not seeing any beams physically emanating from the others. After that initial burst of activity, it seems to have lit the dungeon up, at least for the time being. And destroying one didn't break the light cycle. Ivy's body was gently placed in Fokionis's bag of holding, confirming that she was in fact all dead and not just mostly dead. Alia selflessly and totally not forgetfully set off a series of arrow traps, being pierced by multiple arrows and briefly falling unconscious before she was revived with a potion of healing, one of the very few that you as a team have remaining. So after that hallway was cleared and the scary dwarves were looted and gave you some interesting objects and some coin, including one that requires some identification. The and rather epic roll resulted in the development of a new trap discovery tool, with the trash ball being perfectly wrapped into a spherical ball with hemp rope, leading to something between the size of a basketball and a bowling ball being in your possession and having been used multiple times. Zachary's bedroll survived some close calls. Alia struggled a little, but has at least temporarily adopted Rathu. And finally, out of the shadows, a menacing, well, not quite finally, out of the shadows, a menacing figure emerged, which turned out to be a somewhat enhanced version of Brutus, who was Alia's neighbor's dog, it turned out, who she had many sparring sessions with while trying to raid their bins, with him trying to stop her from doing so. Rather than attack or potentially alert anyone nefarious nearby, Brutus responded to Alia's offering of hamburgers, and we left off with the two of them bonding outside of the bathroom. Probably a precarious position with Zachary inside the bathroom, sitting on the throne, apparently crowning, pondering the message Mort left that read in large letters, "Bring her home." For those of you just coming in, that I think happened before the stream. Maybe you did catch it. We'll see. And then, so now we have the group of you, some of you nursing some injuries, some of you taking a short rest, others bonding with a new friend, waiting outside the toilet door, having come down and cleared everything as far as you're aware behind you from Mort's map. You have a corridor that is lit to the left of you, is where we left off, where unlike the previous one, you can see that it definitely looks shorter than what it did on the map. So you're fairly confident that there's more to that one than meets the eye. And then a larger corridor leading down to the south of you. So what would you guys like to do? And I'm asking that to see what else is happening before we wrap up the bonding between Alia and Brutus, because they're already locked in.
Wash my hands.
Twice.
I hope your wife before you got to that point didn't just turn around and give him a little splash in the
Sorry,
toilet.
didn't to mention that. Sorry, I was so flush as well.
Oh, good.
And
Very good to know.
pulled
No
my
long
pants
drop
back
in
up.
there. Thank you, Miss Racer. And thank you for the other you guys who dropped those subs too, just while we're at the start. Okay, so you're exiting the bathroom at that point. Zachary, you've come out, and you can see Alia and Brutus still huddled near the entrance, um, just peering deeply into each other's eyes, kind of neither moving, neither blinking. It's kind of creepy and eerie, but also a little bit cute watching the two furries staring each other down. Fokionis,
Yes.
what are you doing here before we wrap up this animal bonding?
Pondering what prairie dog could contemplate.
Contemplating what? Sorry.
I'm pondering what prairie dog actually named. No,
Okay. Yep.
bro, you mean those little things that you see at the zoo? No, I have no idea what I'm doing. I am just basically on standby, waiting to see if anyone's going to learn anything about which way to go, because I believe we're at a fork in the road, and just seeing what's doing with Alia and how many cheeseburgers left.
We're going down the narrow corridor to the west.
Are we though?
Yeah.
The map still hasn't loaded. Okay, there we go.
All right. Well, then, with you guys having made a decision, and Alia being quite oblivious to this, so Alia, just wrapping up where things are at with you. So as you're staring into Brutus's eyes, and he's staring back to you, you can see that while he looks the same in the face, there's been quite a few changes he's undergone, which you can see on a superficial level with that saddle that's on his back and the scarring around his flanks. That seem to indicate that he hasn't had a good time of it, and he's certainly been transformed into a much larger and stronger dog than the one that you used to live next door to. So Eddie's Corey seems to be the same, but he's definitely been through some shit, as have the rest of you. As you're finishing off that bonding process, the colors and textures around you in your field of vision and in your peripheral become more vibrant and defined, and momentarily you feel a heightened sense of awareness. And as you're doing that, Brutus's thoughts and emotions flood your mind. And you can presume that he gets something similar back, though his understanding won't be as great. And you understand each other on a level that transcends words. You see a kaleidoscope of images depicting fragments of what he has been through, the capture, the abuse, the modifications that he underwent. And in terms of what you're feeling, you can see that at some point his spirit was broken, and he entered into the service that he was doing up until when he met you, rather than even attempting. From what you can tell and what he's communicating to you, he hasn't bonded with anybody else. This is a first for him, and he's reaching out and very grateful that you've reached back. And throughout all of that, over the top of all of those flashing kaleidoscope of images and sounds and smells that go through it past in a blur, and you just catch some glimpses of them. You can feel what just to Brutus is this giant hulking shadow that he is clearly fearful of and feels looming over him at every moment, even though there is nothing presently there that you can or he can see or experience. It is very much part of his psyche at the moment. And as that process finishes, it reminds you with a fresh pang of pain that is you've so recently experienced, of the bond you shared with Ivy and lost with Ivy on her passing. Except this time it feels different, and you think you've got in some sort of grasp as to what it felt like from Ivy's end, because you're always at the other end of that bond, especially up until you walked into that dungeon. You were a much less less human animal than you are now. In terms of what you understand now that that bond is complete, having just freshly formed it, So up to 100 feet, you can send mental images and receive sensory information from Brutus. So sight, smells, hearing, you can ask him to try and send those things back to you up to 100 feet, communicate them to you telepathically. You can communicate and send imagery, sensory imagery back to him up to 100 feet. And when he's in earshot, you can speak to him verbally in common English and Sylvan. That you will need to find out as you work with him just what level of complexity he's able to understand, follow, and act upon if you do ask him to do anything. But that's the understanding you have of that bond at the moment. And I will just reiterate, as with any of these menagerie that you guys are building, if you do enter, if they are around and potential targets in combat, they are quite squishy. And I won't keep reminding that. I will just leave it there. That just be aware of that, especially if you have attachments. Brutus isn't like the Drake. He won't come back. He can't be summoned. He's a living entity that you have a connection with, like with Ivy.
So you're saying he can be dismissed?
No, you can't.
But
He cannot be summoned. He's now,
Reassemble.
unless he bonds with someone else, that bond is now in place.
Can other people talk to him?
No. And I'll tell you that you know that in here. Although they can, but they don't share that same bond. You could potentially try and give him the instruction that he needs to follow instructions and commands from other people, and they can certainly try that verbal communication. He does understand, like I said, those 3 languages, but they definitely won't get the telepathic element.
You've found another trap monkey. run down that corridor as fast as you can.
And suddenly we're all grateful that Brutus didn't bond with Zachary. All right. So Zachary has suggested that you guys are going to head down this narrow corridor.
I'm not
How do you
heading
wanna
down
do
it.
We check for traps first.
what trash or bag roll thing are
Got
we?
the ball.
We got the ball.
The ball, the trash ball. Let's go. All right. Learning from my mistakes last week, I know that I must roll said ball, not throw.
Yep. So you're just looking to roll it straight down the corridor to the end. Are you looking
Yeah,
for it
bro.
to just
Well,
go?
I'm going to put some spin on it because, I don't want to leave a 7-10 split because that's a bugger of a spare to pick up.
A statement that you can say in this D&D game because it is something that you'd all understand. So yeah, Fokionis, as we've established, like even the length of that corridor, it's still well within the bounds of your ability to launch, to roll that ball. The ground is relatively flat as it goes along. What I will say, and you guys can see this thanks to Mort's map, there is quite a few, as far as you're aware, arrow traps along that corridor.
Don't know what you mean.
There is a
Yeah, what are you talking-
chance that that ball could suffer some blowback from those arrows, just with the volume of them that are going to be getting set off. So can I just get you, please, to give me a dexterity roll with advantage because you know that they're there. So
I thought you were
doing
gonna
your throw.
make me like do a ball saving.
It'll be
throw.
athletics. It'll be athletics. Sorry, acrobatics.
Acrobatics or
Is the
athletics?
dexterity one. Yeah, I mix those two up all the time.
Acrobatics.
Yeah. So all we're doing is looking to see if it will.
Is 28 any good?
Holy fuck me.
Remember
That-
I have +9 for acrobatics.
No, but that's okay. It's the dexterity check that you're doing. So you like those years spent playing 10-pin bowling, bludging on the doll, and not working in between cash jobs and pretending that you
Right,
weren't
I'll
working
send the Big
to
Lebowski like
gain some
100 times.
extra benefits. You spin that ball. It doesn't just curve one way, mate. It curves like
It's
it's
a
got
flipper.
a robot on the inside of it. It wrongins, flippers. It does the lot. So you manage to set off every single trap down that corridor, and not only that, but it just comes to a gentle stop at the end of the corridor. So,
Well,
like
that's Jack High, bro. I'm holding
like
one
a-
shot.
like a war movie, as that ball goes down, perfectly spun, behind it, just this trail of destruction as arrow after just these walls of arrows just shatter and blur and smash, and the ball just keeps on rolling through just this cacophony of sound and destruction in its wake, and just rests up against the wall at the end of the corridor, and all of those traps are well and truly set off. As far as you're aware, down that corridor, there was a maelstrom of arrows and shattered stone. It's pretty spectacular.
Okay. We're pretty confident, then you would say, that we got everything.
With it, yeah, you're pretty confident that you set everything up. And as you were watching it, Zachary, did you happen to take a look at the map again while you're in the bathroom, or did you just come out?
Yeah, I took a look at the map.
Yeah,
But
thought you would have. So
Yeah.
as you're looking, peering around Phocyonis, you're extremely confident, having now looked at the map 3 times, that all 6 of the arrow traps that were marked on the map Mort gave you, you're exceedingly confident that definitely 6 arrow traps went off in that destructive haze.
Hey, Spa.
Yep.
Above the table.
Yeah.
Are we meant to know that there's some people in the big open room?
It is fine what you can currently see there. I just couldn't be asked turning them on and off, and you'll notice that they have skulls over their head.
They say
They're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll become apparent when you enter that room. What they're
Okay.
there for.
Okay.
There is
Maybe.
no benefit or detriment to you seeing them. That's why I didn't bother hiding them.
Alright. I thought I'd
Right.
just double check it
The
wasn't an
characters obviously
accident.
can't see them. No. I
Well,
checked all that before I went.
Let's move
gave
down
you
this
guys a link.
corridor. Let's see if we can beat our
yeah,
record.
I'm like
17
keeping an eye out
weeks
for
and
more
not
traps
dungeon.
still as I go down.
Yep. Okay. So who's going down first?
Yeah, I will.
So marching order. Essentially, what we've got there is Brutus coming with you. Alia, are you coming down the corridor with
You
him?
riding Brutus?
No, I am not riding Brutus. Brutus is going to lose that saddle in a minute.
Rides like the wind, bullseye.
All right. Well, then the 4 of you heading down that corridor. Zachary, you're taking it carefully for one of the first times in this dungeon. For once, not saying that you're sure it's fine. And you,
It's like the second time.
as you're looking around, like, you can see that not only have the traps been set off, there's really not much left where there could be a trap. Other than, you did see where the drake fell into the floor, and you're pretty confident that you'd spot one of anything there if it was present, but there's nothing apparent, and you, without any problems at all, I took the mirror with you. You end up at the doorway, so you're in. The only one able to move between the spaces where you guys are is Alia. I have to look at Brutus's size to see if he could.
No,
Not
so
sure
it's
he's
like
medium or small.
so it's a small doorway we can't fit through.
No, it's a wall. It's
A
kind of
wall.
like, in terms of familiarity.
Oh,
you've done it
another wall
before,
to sniff and lick.
It's similar to the wall that Phocyonis and Alia, you guys investigated extremely closely and managed to find a way through. Zachary, it
Tastes
looks
the same.
familiar to the one that you saw when you entered, but because you were looking at it through the light, the dim light of your rapier that had the light spell cast on it, you know that it looks familiar, but Phocyonis and Alia didn't really share how they managed to solve getting into that corridor, so you just know
Yeah,
it looks
well,
familiar, and
why
you
would
know
there
from
be
just got a
so
taste
many
of the challenge.
traps leading up to a blank wall? You know there's something there. Yeah. So Alia, do you wanna?
Lick the wall.
Don't have to ask me twice.
Hey.
So, can I get you, Alia?
Yep.
Come on, slide on through to the wall, and I need you to make a I'll give it to you because it's you've been through this once before and you managed to solve the previous one with sniffing and licking. Can you do a perception check on that wall and just check if you get an advantage on that with your Underdark favored terrain? Because I've moved
Oh.
on from that page of the book where I had that noted. You can do the initial roll first if you want, and if it's high enough, we don't need to worry about it.
Your proficiency bonus is doubled for proficient skills when you make an investigation or wisdom check related to it.
And so perception is a wisdom check.
Oh yeah.
So you do your. I don't know if D&D or Beyond will add on, but the proficiency. Egg, please tell me if it does. But you'll see that there's a number there for your proficiency. So if you do your roll, and then add that number on, it'll be like a 3 or something. If you do the roll, I can.
No, it
look up
actually doesn't have
The-
anything there.
It's a 2 for
You'll-
this level.
Is
It doesn't have anything
go.
there because you're not proficient in it. So you don't add your proficiency bonus normally.
Oh, yeah, my proficiency is there, dumbass. Okay.
All right, so you good?
So it's a
Just do a straight roll.
10.
And Fokionis can assist you, or look independently if you'd even like to, simply because you guys did that before. That's up to you, or we can just take the 10.
I'm happy to lick the wall.
Okay, so do your own. You follow. I will say so because you're rolling separately. So Alia, you do what you did before, and you feel like you're kind of on the right track, but this one's a bit different. They're not exactly the same. So with your 10, you feel like you're getting closer to the source of how this this wall can be breached or a secret door can be open or something there. You don't know exactly what it is, but you haven't
knew
quite
that was
found
gonna
it just
happen.
yet. So Pokionis, do the same thing. Do your perception and lick the wall.
Perception, not
Yep.
deception. Come on,
Well,
be
because
good.
you said you were licking it, it needs to be
Oh my
same thing.
god!
Is it perception? Yes, for sure. Was
Yeah,
there a
yeah.
recount in
Perception.
that?
No.
Damn. Well, in that case, hang on. Perception check, yes, not a passive perception. Okay, no, I would have been better with passive perception. 5.
Okay, so choosing different spots to lick, even though Alia had
Well, just
I don't know whether she indicated or not, but Ali was definitely getting close to. She felt that she could definitely like feel some air coming through. There was something there, but she just couldn't quite suss it out. You, instead of letting her finish, kind of nudge her to the side. You and Zach swapping spaces in the corridor, and just randomly start licking the wall. You got no idea what Ali was trying to achieve with that. It tastes grainy and sandy on your tongue.
Let's go.
You got no idea.
No. Absolutely not.
So, Ali, I will say that because you did get a 10, as you did with the previous wall, you can see that it's not quite perfectly formed and that there doesn't seem to be there's no clear way through, but there doesn't seem to be any mortar in these bricks, unlike the other ones around you. And I'll give you that because you found that
This one tastes
this one
different
and
than
you
the
need
last
to look
one.
for it.
Try punching it.
Oh, don't know. I don't need to tenderize my food.
It might taste better tenderized. You don't
Well, okay.
Are you going to try punching it?
No, but I might try and whack it with the butt end of my axe instead.
Yep.
Or
All
kick.
right.
What should I do? Kick or axe? What do you
That's
think?
up to you. What do you want to do?
Think. Yes, maybe. All right.
Tell me what you're going to do, and I'll tell you what I want
I
you to roll.
will use my axe, but as a ramming tool rather than a full swing slash type maneuver.
All right. Then, seeing as how you're using it that way, can I get you actually? Let me have a look at you for a sec. Oh no, I do need to get you to. Well, okay. Can you roll for me please a.
Here you go.
I want you to do an athletics check for me as you're trying to force. And I wish it was acrobatics because you got a plus shitloads on that one. But yep, give it a roll.
Yeah, I'm rolling. All right, what am I rolling? An acrobatics check again.
The athletics.
Athletics.
Yeah. And you got
16.
like a +6. 16, dude. So you said you were pushing on it with the butt of your weapon?
Yeah.
Yeah. So realizing that you were nowhere near finding anything out, and Alia seemed to be, she seemed pretty close and pretty confident that she was on the right track. Where she indicates and where she was licking and sniffing with the most attention, you target that with the whack of your the butt of your axe, and that whole wall just collapses inward, and stone is just strewn all throughout what is revealed to be a brightly lit chamber. There's a mirror in this room. It again, you can't see light emitting from it, but the room itself is brightly lit and clear, and now has just a shower of rocks throughout it. That wall is no more.
Great success.
One more goal.
At the moment, Fokionis is there. I'm just
So it's dark. Is my night vision or dark vision?
no
able
bright.
to-
It's brightly lit.
Oh, it's brightly lit. Sorry,
Yeah.
my bad.
Yeah,
Okay,
it continues like the hallway. It's brightly lit.
I
Can I
saw,
go in first?
does anything so I would see the mirror.
Yep. So you can see looking through. You can see that mirror straight ahead of you. You're really familiar with those. You can see that there's like miscellaneous bits of stuff scattered around the outside. There's a strange looking, almost Egyptian style sarcophagus standing up against the wall. It's got a soft glow and is providing some light to the room. And there's just miscellaneous items around, and there's some cobwebs on them without having to do too much investigation, but not like you can immediately see, because you're paranoid of them, that it's not like the room that was filled with spiders and the really viscous nature of the webs that were there. It just almost looks like stage scenery. And you can just barely make out the corner of what's now quite familiar, those stone tomb-like items or concrete tombs that you've had some experience with in the first dungeon, but you can't see all the way around the corner.
Right.
You-
Well,
you-
let's
oh, no, you
proceed
can't-
with caution into the room, about
All
2 squares to the corner.
All right. When you do that, you also see now that there is another toilet in this room. It's randomly unsigned, but it is there, and it's accessible, and it's exactly the same as the one on the outside. It's there and available, and you can get a closer look at the concrete tomb. The lid for this, because you're right up next to it, isn't open, but it does appear like it's not fixed in place. So it looks like it could be potentially moved or removed. And I'll leave you with that for the moment, unless you want to say something to the people behind you.
Boys, come look at this.
Yeah, I come up.
All right.
Behind him.
Oh, behind him, yep.
Yeah.
Ali, are you and Brutus coming
towards
through?
the toilet. That's me. Yes.
Yeah, I figured that.
Bro, there's another toilet.
Racer, are you and is Ali and Brutus coming through?
I hope so. Are they not?
Racer,
Did she mute her
Can you-
mic to eat the
can
ice
you hear
cream?
me?
Yeah.
I think maybe
Yes,
she.
we're
Okay,
coming.
okay. I'll bring you guys through, and I'll get rid of that mirror because it didn't need to come on the journey with you.
I thought I unmuted myself ages ago, but anyway.
Nah. So, if you want to see what's there, I can move you guys just up there a bit, so you got that view of all but the corner. So you can see this room. It has one entrance. You can't see any other walls or doors, or from Zachary, you especially, having now looked at and studied that map reasonably extensively. This room looks exactly like it was on that map behind that little hidden entryway. There was no toilet marked on there, so that's a bit of an added bonus.
Bonus
Um,
toilet.
And again, I won't do this every time, but just as a first point, because Racer did ask me to, this is a place that, at least at the moment, and looking at the layout of it and the facilities that are present, it does look like it could be a possible safe location to attempt a long rest. It's the first real space you've seen that that has that potential. And again, I won't do that every time from here on out, unless I'm feeling nice. You guys can
I
make
get a
those
time check
decisions.
above the table?
You're always nice.
Can I get a time check on the time remaining to resurrect Ivy count?
Yep.
9 days, 20,
Okay, cool.
22
So a long rest
hours.
count
I
like
think.
as an overnight.
No, you guys have spend a bit of time crafting things and having conversations and
I
setting
don't
up
know that
traps
you can
and having an
count like
unconscious
that going to the bathroom as crafting
um,
things.
unconscious raccoon and getting a drake out of a hole. So
Yeah.
far you've spent.
That didn't
You'd be
take
aware
long.
that you're a little bit over half a day.
Right.
At up
Half
to
a
this
day.
point,
Jeez.
yeah. With all of the things that you've done and construction and macrame work that you've done and conversations and decisions and
So we
that
just
you're around a half a day. Not the combat. The combat was really quick. You did quite a few other things in between that. So but when I say half a day, about 6 hours in total.
Okay. All right. Well, are we going to explore this sarcophagi?
yeah.
Or
What's
is
in
that
the
no good idea?
what's
Can
in the
anyone
glowy thing?
can anyone investigate to see if it's got some booby traps?
You want me to go sniff
Sure.
it?
Yeah, maybe just don't lick it.
All right, bet.
All right. You're sniffing it, do your perception, and add the and it worked out your proficiency was 0, so just your perception.
No, it's 2 is my proficiency.
Oh, then add that on.
Yeah.
Or if I add my proficiency, it makes it 21.
So you, after being miffed that you didn't manage to lick the wall down like last time, you give that thing the most thorough sniffing over, like you're a hair's breadth from it with just not quite touching it. I will give you with that roll that you're confident that there is definitely something inside there that you're pretty sure is dead, and you are exceedingly confident that there is no way that it is trapped, or you would have sniffed it out.
All right, I'm going to relay that to my
All
fellow
right. Which one of
companions.
us is going to open it? Probably not the modestly injured person that just sniffed.
Thanks.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
We'll get down where you can actually read. So with your, we established with your current.
Oh wait, hang
passive,
on. Which one are we roll? I thought we were.
didn't
opening
you?
one of
I was talking about the concrete tomb. Are you talking?
That's
Sorry,
okay. That's all right. We'll do this one first. All good.
Yeah.
Alright.
We'll go and do both.
I
and you.
misunderstood.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're all good.
With your strength, you have the absolute ease with this one. There's not even any grooves on it. The lid is just resting in place, and it just slides off and clatters to the floor beside the little tomb. And are you going to take a look in as the dust, because a puff of dust comes up and as it clears?
Oh, he's about to
can
get
take a look
high.
inside. Sorry.
You said a puff of dust. So I said, oh, he's about to get high.
Roll it. No, you don't get high.
Why not? That would have been so much fun.
Not this tomb. No, no
What do we
psychedelics
see?
in
What
this
do we
side of
see?
stuff.
What do we see?
All right, so you're gonna, as you just peer in, and it's brightly lit. It's clearly visible. There's a skeleton laid out in there. It's been wrapped quite tightly in canvas or some sort of cloth, but you can see there's been quite a bit of decay of that cloth. So there is bits of bone pointing through, and the head remains uncovered and unwrapped. It looks like at some point there has been a crown or something similar to that placed on its head that has disintegrated. So it was obviously not a a high quality metal, but resting in the up on the skull, like on the skull of that skeleton itself, sitting on the forehead and appearing to be almost like slight grooves for them to stay in place. You can see some really expensive looking gems. That's what you can see clearly visible on the skeleton. So there's 3 gems on its forehead that you can clearly see. You can't see what's underneath the bindings unless you remove those.
So the gems are on like a head strap type thing.
It looks like they were at some point, but now they're just resting on the skull, resting on the forehead and slightly to the side. So there's one large one. I'm actually going to tell you what the gems are. You don't need to get them identified. So you can tell with either knowledge you've gained through what was dumped on you when you came in, or your own awareness. There is one large diamond in the center of the forehead, and there are 2 what you can see are fire opals on either side. And you're pretty confident, like by their size, that they are probably worth a fair bit of money.
Is there any risk of us getting clapped if we move to carefully remove these from the coffin?
Don't know if you're down unless you try.
You can give it a go. You can investigate the internals
All right,
if you
let's
would
have
like to
let's
be a
have
little bit
nosy
cautious.
round. I would like to roll a sniff test, thank you.
You're going to do
No, I'm not going to sniff, but
then do an investigation check
Yes.
to just take your time looking at looking for any sign of traps is what you were looking for, that that this skeleton might be more than what it seems.
Does 18 help me out?
Yeah, look, you scan through without actually touching anything. Like you get down and you're eyeballing it, and thinking like you've got a microscope or a magnifying glass, but you're just using your finger to look around, as Phocyonis is
I
wont
could
to
roll up
do.
on newspaper.
You're really confident that there doesn't seem to be anything amiss. You can't see any like pressure pads that might set anything off. You can't see any wires that might electrocute anything. You're pretty confident with an 18 that it doesn't appear to be trapped. It doesn't appear to be anything more than what it seems,
Right,
which is
well,
a skeleton that has some gems on its head and is wrapped up in cloth.
firing skeletons raising from the dead to recant their fallen crown, I'm going to remove them.
All right. So when you remove that cloth, still tentative. You've seen some things happen and had some things happen to you in this dungeon and this experience. Despite that tentative nature, like as you're touching those cloths, they just disintegrate. They are old, low quality. They're rotten. There's not even any flesh left on this cadaver. It's just a bleached skeleton, and you do see a ring on one of its fingers that is glowing with its own inner light, and a quite a startling gem in its centerpiece.
Well, I'm here. I might as well. I don't think I need
Start.
it anymore.
You remove that ring. You're not exactly sure what it is, but as with the other things we've discussed, if you do take a long rest and have an item with you, you will get bestowed with that knowledge of what it is when you awake after a successful long rest.
Cool. All right. So,
Are you taking the gems as well?
hell yeah.
Okay, so you've pocketed the diamond, 2 fire opals. I'll leave that up so you can see what's there. I'll
Figure it out in my inventory.
address the ring. I had to put it in there so that you can loot it, but we'll address that your character knows what that ring is once you actually find out a bit more about it.
Okay.
So Phocyonis has those, managing to grab them before Alia after his careful inspection. Just whoop.
1 diamond, 2 fire opals,
Yep.
Are we having a long rest
and
or?
1 time cool ring.
I'm gonna check out the glowing,
Yeah, the other
sarcophagus.
one. The other one.
The other
Alright then.
glowing.
So who's going to check
I
it
guess
out?
you want my nose.
Yeah.
Alright, let's give it a sniff
Alright.
test then.
All right. Give me your sniff test roll.
16.
Honestly, you could have rolled anything but a 1. Sniffing around it, you'll just get a bit more detail. You realize rather quickly that the glow seems to be contributing somewhat to the light of the room. A little bit of atmospheric lighting, but as you get close and you give it that sniff around, you realize that it's actually quite similar to those items that you experienced in your dream state, where there were some things that were real and solid and high quality, and others that were almost like stage props. You realize quite quickly that this is one of those items that, despite looking good from a distance up close, you realize that it is a veneer. It is definitely not high quality, and it is some sort of material that is letting a glow come from the materials it's made of. So
I
it's
relay
no
that
traps, no
information to the
nothing.
others.
It's a
Oh,
mod light.
that's cool.
Okay. Are we on a long rest here? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Wait,
Sure. Seems safe enough.
I'm going to
Right,
use the
we're gonna
bathroom as
take
well.
turns in the door,
Yeah,
perhaps.
Gotta
or-
wait, because I gotta take a dump in this bathroom as well.
Oh,
Not
you
before
went
I
to the
use
bedroom,
it.
bro.
Back off.
Ali is
Oh.
finally breaking the seal. You can all use it at the same time. It's the same as the safe
Oh
room.
my
You all have
god!
your own instance. You don't go into the same one. You go into that opaque entryway, and you're in your own instance of the bathroom. Is Brutus going in with you? And I think I need to load up. Oh,
Whoa,
dear. I shouldn't have switched it. I shouldn't have looked.
you should know better.
Ah,
Normally that's reserved for a message at lunchtime for me
Sure,
tomorrow.
Brutus can come to the bathroom with me. I'm sure there's a doggy pee pad in there.
So as you go in, you see that the same as what Ivy had for you. Again, there's those pains of memory, but you're moving through it and moving on as best you can. For her, Brutus follows you in, and he is going to use what was formerly your P pad, and you can either wait for him and go there, or you can use the
I'm gonna
toilet
go to
as
the
you are now have
toilet.
the ability to do. And just like any good pet, he will do his business and just sit there staring at you while you go to the bathroom. And I'm assuming, if save me asking every time, I'm assuming that every time you guys go in and out of the bathroom, you're having a look, reacquainting yourself with that map. Would that be safe to say?
Yeah,
Like,
but
that's something
apparently I forget as soon as I walk out of the bathroom.
well, yeah, and you have done it one less than everybody else at the moment. So Zachary's now up to 4. And I'm assuming Poccionis is going to use the bathroom. We'll get to him in a sec. And Zach, and you, so Ali, you then see the big, large writing. Nothing more, Zachary, in the short time since you last used the bathroom, appears to have come up on those walls. But you do see a big message from Mort there that says "Bring her home" in large capitals on either side, very visible, whichever way you stand or sit to use the toilet. It is visible. So Ali, you've now seen that. Zachary, you've seen it twice, and you've studied your map. And Brutus has successfully used his, with some relief, the first sign of home toilet facility. So he seems quite chuffed and relieved. Poccionis, do you have a bathroom experience you'd like to explore?
Oh, please, yes.
I gotta take that long rest, don't I? Where is it?
Hang on, not just yet. Not just
not
yet.
yet.
I've got a question before you guys take it. So you're off to use the loo as well. So you
Oh my
toddle on
God,
in.
yes. Do I need
Yep.
to put the picture back up again or no?
Oh, we're good. So you do what you're there for. You see those that writing. You to have another look at the maps. You're getting really familiar. You can see the things you've experienced. All of you. You can see the things that weren't there, but there was a lot of detail on there. But obviously, as Mort alluded to, there were quite a few things that weren't on what he was able to retrieve. All right. So you've all successfully utilized the bathroom. You're in the room. The question was, are you going to take a long rest? It sounded like you were. I just need to know, are you all just going to take the long rest and crash? Are you going to take
I
like
think we should
turns
take
on watching the door? Are you going to?
Brutus
Actually,
is
no,
our
these guys.
guard dog. I'm sure he'll alert us.
So would you like to communicate that with him,
Yes,
mentally
please.
or verbally. So what are you asking or mentally trying to get him to do?
Brutus, will you watch the doorway while we nap?
Clear, simple instruction. Brutus looks at you for a moment and then turns and goes and sits himself down, staring at the doorway just as intently as what he did with you while you were using the bathroom.
Yeah.
You forgot Rathu, by the way.
Oh, yes. I need to bring him down because he's with you as well. Thank you.
You can just bark if something comes down the corridor, and we're good. Yeah.
Right. Is that what you would like him to do, Alia?
Yep.
Yep. He turns his head, cocks his ear slightly, then turns back to the door. So, as best you can tell, at this point, he seems to have understood.
Sweet.
You guys are going to
Long
take a long
rest
rest
it is.
here? All right.
Yeah.
No worries at all. So please do that. Let me know when you're done so I can
All done.
mark that off. Also mark that off so I can sync it up.
Auntie's on the phone. We'll be back in a minute.
No worries. Thank you. That'll give me a chance to bring all of you guys in.
And can we identify stuff while we're long resting?
Yep. So I'll do your long rest, and then I'll just semi-retroactively, but just it means I can do the syncing. You can tell me what item you were looking to do that with while you were resting.
Nothing.
I have a green knife,
Oh yeah, your poison knife.
and Dante has a fancy ring.
He does. I didn't, Alia, didn't you take the coins?
Yeah, my not so candy coins.
Oh, they were already identified. You knew what they were. They were called coins of delving. If you don't have them marked as that,
No, I don't even have it in my inventory.
okay, you have 50 coins of delving. Zachary, you have. I need to go back and get the proper name of that dagger. Give me a sec.
Coins.
It is a. After having that rest and holding that dagger close but not too close, you come to the realization that it is a dagger of venom. So you can add that into your inventory in D&D Beyond. It's wicked curved edge. It seems to have a thick black poison now that you've slept with this thing, coating its blade, and you get whoever uses it has a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls. With it, it's a magic weapon, and whoever you target with it has to make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw or take 2d10 poison damage and become poisoned for 1 minute if you successfully strike them with it, and they don't succeed.
What's the coins
And
that I have?
you can't use that again until the next dawn, so it's not like you can do it every attack. But I think you already know that. And you have to be proficient with daggers. Yeah.
I am. Yeah.
Coins of delving.
I can't find anything in D&D Beyond on that.
We'll try coin of delving.
The only thing I've got is coin of decisionary.
Just
We have access to it. All right, just make yourself a note, and we'll I'll have a look and see why it's not coming up, because I could get it in luggage in that same item. Actually, no, we got Pocionis on the phone. So give me a second. I'll just see if I can add it back in on luggage, because that's how I got it in here.
that's because it's in the critical role stuff. And because when you did luggage, you ticked all of them, whereas Ms. Racer only did the basic stuff.
Okay, jot down coin of delving, and we will be able to fix that when you guys have the opening up, essentially, of all of the options for your characters. Thank you, Egg. And if nothing else, I can get them to you in I can drag them onto your character as the game master, so I can definitely make sure you have them in Foundry, and then we can work on D&D Beyond. All right. Now is Fockian's back? No, he's
Oh,
not.
yeah.
Not yet.
Well, he does successfully identify that ring, but I'll fill that one in when he's back.
Okay.
Do you guys want to make any plans while he's still snoring in the corner?
Yeah, so do you want this dagger or you just want to shoot your bow? Like it's magic.
Magic what?
Magic poison. Magic
Well,
dagger.
considering I'm resistant to poison, it's probably the best that dagger comes with me, isn't it?
Are you gonna use it or just nah? Cause like
Yes, that'll be my
like-
melee weapon. At least I'll be able to kill spiders now.
it'd be good to have a melee option, I guess.
Cool.
Alright. Add that to your inventory, dagger of venom, and I'll delete it off mine.
Sweet. Cheers.
Did you
Where is it? There it is.
delete?
Egg, did you make your character with everything selected just so I can get this item
No.
into the party? Okay. No,
No,
I
worries. I'll
can,
so
put
I
it
none
can
of
in.
us
change.
did.
I can change that though.
You can, but it'll be easier if you change it when you have the ability to do, if you would like to, multi-classing or reclassing, and because some of you may decide that you want to take a completely different direction, not with the look of your character, but with the class of your character.
No,
So,
I can do that right now.
okay, if you would like to, while we're waiting for Fokionis, need a little intermission music.
That's.
How do you do
I
that?
think that's done. I think.
When you've done it successfully, can you talk Racer through it? Because I don't actually have that open with everything else I've got open here.
Yeah. So you go in the It's like when you level up, right? You go click on the anvil.
Oh, the manage.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
but and at the top it'll have like character builder, race, class, abilities, and stuff.
Yeah.
Right. That's where you'd normally like level up, but like go to home instead, and then
Oh.
where
I
it
only
says
have
sources,
Dragonlance.
yeah, where it says sources, just tick everything.
Okay.
I mean, you're not going to need Rick and Morty and spaceship. That will break my guess.
Hmm.
So, but, yeah,
Alright, I think that's all done.
like it's not broken already.
Yeah, man, this homebrew thing is it's full on. I probably should have started with learning this through some of the more basic modules with less rules.
Oh, there it
I've
is.
never been really
Okay.
good at doing things the normal or the easier way though.
Yeah. If you yeah. Do you remember playing Celesta?
Hmm.
Yeah, it's the same rules. It's like
Yeah, there's a computer handling all of that,
Mm,
and it tells me if you can't do
Yeah.
something.
do you remember how much a pain this stealth was in that?
Can I
Mhm.
make them?
You like you be a rogue and stab him in the back, and the game's just like no,
Yep. Yes.
nope.
Yep. Computer says no.
Nope.
I don't know how to add like the fact that I got 50 so I can keep track of that.
If you put Coin of Delving in, you should be able to edit the amount when it's in your inventory, like add a value. Sorry, I'm going from
Weight
memory
and
here.
cost.
All right, well, you got 50 of them.
Yeah. Right, I just made the notes as 50, so at least I can keep a track of it.
Easy.
Oh, cool.
And that can be spread about your party. That can be kept there at the moment. They're all with you.
Yeah, I just googled what that thing actually does.
Yeah. Well, like, how tall am I? Just drop them in.
Yeah, if you get any guys, any crevasses or holes that you can't see down into, you wonder how deep they are.
Oh, this would have been great earlier.
When?
And you're
When
filling up
Ivy was
holes with
shoving,
stones.
yeah, shoving everything she could in the hole.
Yeah, just
I'm gonna take this opportunity as a smoke break because I didn't get one earlier because we started half an hour early.
No worries. That will probably
Is that how it
summon
works?
Yeah, more than
Dante
likely.
back from his phone call. As soon as you disappear, he'll reappear.
Possibly.
As we have intermission. Well, there's a message in the chat.
I need music. Do, 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 do.
Oh, there's a message there of why did I open Discord? I'm now worried, but I'm going to look.
Yeah, don't open the Discord. Don't.
I
do
won't.
It.
I won't.
Don't do it.
You were told
Yep.
not to open it.
I didn't open it on stream. I just opened it for me to have a look at. Oh dear.
Need
Oh
to
dear,
wash
dear,
my
dear.
eyes out afterward seeing that.
Oh, go on. It's just a donut. I don't know what you're talking about.
God
The
damn.
turtle was worse than the donut.
I agree, actually. It was animated. Deary me. All right, I can take these items away because I'm pretty sure Fokionis has them in his inventory. Oh, no, he doesn't. I'll leave them there. In his loot, Ivy not a living meat sack. It's actually put the description in of her body in his bag of holding. At least he did it with care.
Yeah.
This feels to me like maybe we're channeling out at a table D&D of you to get snacks, have a smoke, have a vape, have a
Yeah. Well, at least it's not like in combat just before it's your turn. Oh, I'm just gonna go to the toilet, and then it's their turn. You're just waiting.
and they're
Always
they're
happens.
doing a Zachary. Yeah.
Or,
I guess I've only actually seen people playing it at the local game shop now. It's got a really big D&D club. So I see people down there playing it all the time. Like, yep, there often seems to be someone missing from the table out the outside having a smoke, or they're exactly what you said, they're in the loo, or they're up at the counter getting something else to drink or eat, or buying some new dice. I had to stop looking at dice. I went from no dice sets to 3 dice sets in a really short period of time, and we're playing digitally.
very addictive.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't trust real dice actually anymore.
No?
No, I don't, because ever since there's one a friend used all the time that seemed to be getting the same numbers a lot. So I did like the salt and water thing, and it just went straight up to 20 every time. And I'm like computers can't cheat.
There's have you seen Bria Eisengar's, it's not rant, but she schools Brendan Mulligan because she used to work in, literally had a dice business.
Mhm.
And he's talking about dice versus digital dice. and how he likes physical dice more. And I won't go into too much about it because I think you'll look it up and enjoy the shit out of it. If I find it again, I'll stick it in the Discord. But she just basically, I think it's in the middle of one of their games, and she just takes him to school on physical dice and how, you know, her feelings on physical dice versus digital dice and digital rolls is very entertaining. I don't want to give you any spoilers, so I'll leave it at that. It is very, very good.
Cool.
Randomly came up in my YouTube shorts because I watch so many D&D shows. Games and
Good
but
for
I
you.
like I'll watch rules and how things work. 'Cause I want to know every time, like between, I want to know more next time than what I did the last time. Even if I only managed to remember a few things, it just I've noticed it makes things smoother.
Yeah, so you watch all the like Matt Colville and
I watched a bunch of his,
that.
yes.
But got a friend that's obsessed with him. But yeah, he doesn't play with us anymore since he got kids. And he's not dedicated like you.
I can understand the difficulty though. Fucking
Yeah,
hard.
it's hard. The kids gotta come first.
I know, the little buggers. Everything's alright with Dante.
Yeah. Yeah, when I was playing in real life last Saturday, our DM got a call during the game saying he had to come in at 5 a.m. on Monday. And I'm like, that's not good. It's like he has to catch the train in, so he had to get up at 3 or something.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's not a good phone call to be getting.
No.
At least he's not getting it, you know, a few sheets to the wind or a few many drinks under his belt on a midnight on a Sunday night, I guess. Small
I guess. Yeah.
small favors, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
Hey, mate, welcome back.
sorry.
Hope everything's okay.
Yes. Kids, well, they're not kids, they're adults. Adult kids, grandparents, feeling sick.
They're always kids.
Oh, shit.
But
Yeah, I figured you'd just say as
not
much as you wanted
COVID.
to.
And not requiring a midnight pickup, so okay.
Okay. Well, that's good. Glad they're okay enough at this stage.
I don't know. It's a 19-year-old, my 19-year-old lad, so he could be completely underselling it in true man style.
Right.
Who knows?
He could be doing it in true dad fashion.
Yeah, correct.
So you might get another phone call in an hour's time, is what you're saying.
Oh, no, God. That is a
All right.
2-hour round trip, but it's doable. But
Oh, shit. So everyone else has identified their items.
oh, cool.
And
did I figure out what to do with that ring?
Yeah, so you identify what is a ring of fire resistance. It is actually in the loot pile, so you can bring that in and you can drag those other items in, or you can use their name. I'll leave the pile there so you can put them into D&D Beyond. But it doesn't. There's not a lot to take in with it. But while you're wearing it, you have resistance to fire damage.
Does that include the fire damage from the curry I ate and went to the bathroom with?
Depends where you wear the ring, I guess.
Oh, not that sort of ring. Okay. And he's gone.
Mind you, I probably should let Zachary respond to that, since how you're asking it as Spockionus.
Look, he doesn't need words. I feel like I understand him.
He's communicating it accurately. Zachary, this was all happening, so you would have heard it. So Zachary uncovered his dagger was it a dagger of venom, dagger of poison, dagger of venom. So it has some poison damage benefits, and he actually, after conversation, has given it to Alia to use as her melee weapon. And Alia identified those coins that she found when she was Mission Impossibling it on your rope as coins of delving that have an effect where they can identify the depth of something when they are dropped into it.
Just 50 of them.
They have a sound and a chime that goes with them to identify that depth. So that's what you've identified of what you found so far. And obviously you've got your diamond and your fire opal that are much larger than others you've seen so far since you entered the crawl. All right, you're all. I'm just making sure I've synced you all up. You're all long rested. I haven't synced up Fokionis. You're all long rested. You've identified those items. If you make sure if you want to, you equip them, and let me know what you want to do next. And Brutus is still sitting guard at the door. And your Rathu's curled up with Alia, and your Drake is sitting over fluttering or crawling around Brutus at the moment.
Well, I'm gonna get up and give Brutus a pat for being a good boy.
He,
And give him a cheeseburger too.
Yeah, one of those as well.
he's basically eye to eye with you, a little bit taller, so he decks his head and nuzzles in, appreciating the attention and the food. And imagine a bit of water and from your canteen, water skin, whatever it is you have.
Yep.
Yeah, and yeah, go to the bathroom again. Clean the drool off my face. I don't know, whatever's.
Wait, what did I miss?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, just get sleepy tiredness stuff. Just clean. Just been sleeping in the dirt all night.
I assumed you used your bedroll, but yeah.
So
So you're all
you
cleaned up
still
as
gotta
best you
clean
can.
that off, you know.
Yep. So you've had your truck stop shower, washed up. Yep.
Yeah. And yeah, what's this mirror in the middle of the room? No one's mentioned yet.
I know. I mentioned when you came in. It's you've seen them as you've navigated the dungeon. It doesn't seem to be serving any purpose currently, but it matches the ones that lit up the dungeon itself. It doesn't appear to be doing anything at the moment, but it matches those, and you have seen them regularly spaced, apart from the one that you shattered in the trap.
Do they like have any give, or like can they move at all? Just pressing them lightly, or
Just doing that sort of surface investigate. No, there's no give. It appears like the one that was fixed in the center of the room to be firmly mounted in place.
all right, cool. We should keep going.
Let's do it.
Do it.
All right, where to now?
Well, we're just heading back out to the other lavatory.
Yeah.
Like a menagerie that you guys. I know I'm enabling it, but my god, you got a lot of shit here.
At least you know you're enabling us.
I know. I'm leaning into it.
Yeah.
I'm deliberately leaning into it.
As bad as Jay was. We had so
Yeah.
many people with us.
Learn from the best. And as he said, he was going to pay me back with it, and I feel that even in his Rit's absence, I should lean into that as well.
Yes.
And I'm enjoying the shit out of it. So I just do need to know your intention of where you're looking to go, and the order that you're doing it in. I've just moved you at the moment. That was just to get you out of the other room.
I'm happy to lead off, I guess. I'm not bothered.
Yeah,
I mean, I assume that we're in an area big enough to walk two abreast.
As you can see with your tokens, yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
Whether you want to or not. Like the others may want to follow behind you.
Does Alia want to go in front or behind?
Well, she can pretty much occupy the same space that I am in.
Yeah, I can. Yeah. I was gonna say between your legs, but I
Would
thought
have
that
you
might
know,
be a
you
bit
know?
inappropriate.
Yeah,
All
we've
right.
already established that that could get dangerous.
All right. Yeah, like this.
Alright.
Us at the front and the herd at the back.
Perfect. I'll actually use the darkness in the side. Otherwise, it's going to be really hard for me to manage your tokens. But you guys are occupying the same space. Zachary, are you coming in beside, or are you going behind? And Alia, you've currently got 3 animal companions of various types. Are they coming with you as well?
No, they can hang back.
All right. So you Drake can immediately follow that. Brutus, as you've already established, can follow that clear direction. You do your best to impart it to Rathu, and I'm going, because you don't have that Ivy bond just yet. Can you make an animal handling check with what is still a very nervous Rathu?
You call it an ivy bond.
13.
13. 13 is enough for him. He's still a bit skittish, but he is getting a bit familiar with your Drake, and with seems to have been drawn a bit to Brutus, who didn't address him aggressively in any way, shape, or form. In fact, didn't pay him a whole lot of attention. So Rathu was kind of gravitating to that a little bit, almost like a cat.
Not even an
and
introductory sniff.
It may have happened. We didn't see it, but it didn't. He didn't. He was mainly focused on Alia, and has been very attentive to her, and seems to be quite focused on what he is doing and what he's been asked to do. All right. So Zachary, where are you in all of this?
Yeah, I'll be next to Fokionis.
All right.
And
So as you guys head around this corner, I need to load some shit up.
Oh, cool.
All right, so stepping through, I'll move your tokens in a moment, but we need to just get a bit of info through here as to what you see. So as you round the corner of that room, it opens up into being quite a large space. It's got a fair length to it. You can see all the way to the end. It is lit, but it's not quite as bright as the other spaces you've been in. There are some shadows, there are some dim areas, and the ceiling is a lot higher than what you've been used to so far. It's the ceiling of this space, as you can see it clearly as you come around, is actually, rather than being a flat, almost stonemason surface, is actually filled with a whole range of crags of, I don't remember which are which, but stalagmites, stalactites, whichever ones that hang down. I think it's the mites, hanging from the ceiling, quite pointed rock formations, and the points of those, or the deepest part of them, they're around 30 feet in the air, as opposed to the previous ceilings, which have been maybe around 12 to 18 feet. They weren't particularly high. They were comfortable, but these are much higher, and much less refined ceiling. There also seems to be, from a source you can't quite see, towards the rear of that chamber, something smokeless burning behind this. Initially, you mistake it for each of you, that like a pile of rubble or junk or something discarded, especially with the fire burning behind it. It's mostly cast into a silhouette, but you slowly start to see, because it's moving slightly, and you can hear this kind of chewing and slurping, messy eating sound eventually reaches you from that form, and you see a part of what looks to be a leg get tossed to join a pile of goblin corpses that are off to the
Holy shit.
bottom of that chamber. There's unknown amounts of them appear to have been torn apart and just dumped and chewed on, and various states of dismemberment. But this, once you realize that silhouette is not in fact a pile of something, it is alive. You start to realize just how big it is, and even seated, it is far bigger than any of you and is occupying a massive amount of space, far more than anything you have seen so far. Even rivaling what you witnessed in your dream, where you were having tyrannosauruses and things flicking that were big. This thing is huge, and as it slowly kind of lumbers that silhouette to its feet, you still can't see it too clearly. The light hasn't quite hit the front, but you can see that now standing. It is broad. It is thick. There's clear muscle in the legs and the arms, but also, overlaid with slabs of thick skin and fat tissue, and very intimidating. Um, you, there's some adrenaline spiking as you see that it's got to be at least 17 feet tall. It's almost filling the entire space of the room as it appears, and as more light kind of strikes it as it gets to its feet and has its balance and does whatever it's doing with its hands that you can't quite make out until you see one sort of come across and flick this gore and spittle off to the side wall with a wet, meaty splat. You then get a look at the face, and you see this beady eyes and this bloated, kind of disfigured, almost like it's been stung repeatedly to take the face out of its original appearance, and it's quite puffy and bulging, but to one of you, it actually has an aching familiarity that you can't initially quite place your finger on. It's clearly female as more light hits it. It's clad in leathers and skins, quite striking as an ornate belt around her waist. It's very different to the hodgepodge of the rest of the outfit. The giant club that's hanging easily from one hand looks like it is probably an uprooted tree that's just had the top and the roots knocked off it. There seems to be some sort of objects hanging from ropes attached to that ornate belt. You can't really tell what they are. And you hear this rumbling of a voice, and it starts deep in the chest, and forming the words seems to be quite a struggle. But they do eventually come out, and you hear this gurgling, "I smell disappointment and regret. Fuck Jonas. Do you even lift, boy?"
Oh
And
my
as
fucking
she says
God.
that, her beady eyes are drilling straight into Phocyonis, who is currently frozen in place, realizing that monstrosity, for all intents and purposes, in some way, shape, or form, appears to be your mother.
Oh my god, I knew you were gonna say
Oh
that.
my, oh my fucking God, man, what's going on?
This is the best day ever.
Fuck. I mean, mom's looking good, you know. Mom does not skip leg day. Fuck.
So this disfigured giant form, now that it's standing, you can see that there does seem to be some firelight crackling from
We're in trouble.
behind her through these fissures that are in a circular set of that looks different, kind of like cracks formed in it, as opposed to the rest of the floor that is quite level and what you're used to walking along. She's taking you all in. You can see that slowly things are processing, and she just takes initially one big step, or for her, one small step towards you. Not in any particular hurry, crushing the small pile of what at least you're going to recognize in part goblins under feet. And being the closest to the rest of you, Alia, hear Brutus just whimpering.
Hi, Mrs. Phocyonis.
Bro, that's my mom. What you doing? Don't
Yeah.
be hitting on her.
Another step closer, seeming to be getting a closer look. That
Just to clarify,
Club.
how high is the roof in the bit that we're standing, given that Mum's 17 feet high?
The where you are standing is around somewhere between 12 to 15 feet in height. It's
And
about
where we
half
were
the height
down
of the rest of that chamber.
And further away, where we were before?
It's the same.
Crap.
So that height is pretty consistent.
But if we ran down that like corridor we came from,
Mm.
like she wouldn't be able to fit in that.
Or we're
Um,
running ourselves into a dead end.
As
Yeah.
you're having that conversation, she can hear all of this. Closer again, just languidly, not in any particular hurry, but the club is now no longer dangling idly at her side. She's got it in one hand, strangely not holding it in two. The right hand's holding the club, the left hand has been clenched into a fist ever since you're able to see it, and that fist is not opening.
Right.
Hey, yeah, you look nice today, Mrs. Fuckionis. How are you,
No,
how's
she's
life
not
been
like that.
treating you?
Right.
Hey,
fuck.
not in the mood
Good
for
on my mum.
conversation.
So again, she's kind of looks at you and doesn't respond. Just there's again, you can see there's a glint of intelligence there, but she then looks back, doesn't respond, doesn't really seem to
Okay.
weigh you
Okay.
with too much importance, and is
I'm
currently heading
sorry,
towards her son.
Fuckionis. Looks like we're gonna have to put her out of her misery.
Good. Oh, fuck. But that's my mum.
Alright, we'll just run then.
As you're having that conversation, as you hear her say, as she hears you say that, tucks the club under her left arm and reaches for one of those things at her belt that now that she is this close, you can see clearly. What look like stones are actually boulders, like they are very large, and she has quite a collection of them around her waist. And she's not in any particular hurry, but in hearing that, she has reached for one of them and is looking at you, Zachary, paying a bit of
I
attention to
run.
you for the first time.
Right, don't run. Did I mention that that's where I learned my bowling skills from?
And
I would like to run.
as
Thank-
you're heading off,
Yeah.
I'll give you to make a decision, Fokionis, because after this, you're all going to be rolling initiative.
Can I try and engage with my mother? I don't know. This is wise. I think this is a bad idea. But hey,
You can.
Mom,
Zachary has booked it.
what the fuck? You're backing me in front of my friends.
You can hear her rumble. She's paused for a moment, especially with Zachary. Looks a little bit disappointed to the body language, but currently has like the club tucked under one arm and this fistful of giant rock. Hasn't thrown it at you. And kind of grunts. Her attention was on Zachary, but now has brought it back to you. But she's acknowledged.
Mom,
Not
you cannot
currently
play
throwing it at
bacon
you.
with my friends in the balls. Like, come on.
Just
What's
confusion on the face.
What the? How are you even here? Like, what the fuck?
This is so goal. She pauses and just again, there's that kind of grunt and gurgle. It was an effort. You could tell for her to string together what she got out when initially being aware of your presence, and just looks at you, kind of that grunting and gurgling, and says, "It's so much pain."
Much what?
Pain.
Oh, pain.
Mom, what? What? How can I help? Why? What? What? Oh, fuck. I'm gonna.
Just get some Nurofen.
What's going on? Who did this? Tell me. I'll fuck him up.
And you can actually see that there's a fleeting moment where you don't have in all of this that's happening, you can't read everything, and she does, you know your mum, it looks like your mum, but it's also very different, obviously, in this humongous form. And you see sort of this confusion and then a pain go across her face. And then that piercing gaze resumes looking at you, and I need you to roll initiative.
All of
All of
us?
you. All of
Oh.
you. And Fokionis, did you do a long rest? Because you're still showing up as injured.
I
about me?
did, yeah.
All right, I'll just resync you.
Okay.
Shit.
Where's my initiative?
God damn it.
I think that's that
Oh, no.
one.
Well,
Oh shit.
fuck me.
Um,
Did
you've
you roll
all
it in safe?
you've rolled initiative using D&D Beyond, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do this on paper. I forgot to say we can do this one in
Oh, do you want
in
to
found.
see?
No,
Uh,
don't. You'll
I'm
lose your
happy
rolls.
to forgo my roll
No,
and
so
have
we
another
can
I
go.
will
re-roll.
forego my roll as well.
No, just for
Then let
theme.
me hang
Mine
on.
was
Let
good,
me
but I'll
set
forgo
you
it.
all as a combat, and then you
I'm
can.
happy to do it in Foundry.
Now, keep in
I
mind
think we're
that
all okay with that.
at the moment your pets have all been told to wait, but you can see where they are, so just be aware of them. All right, I'm going. So if you look in the little sword section, you'll see the dice to be able to roll your initiative. So I'm going to roll Mrs. Fokionis.
Oh. Fuck's sake.
That is not much better.
Oh, same.
Ali,
Did I
I
even
need you
roll
to.
mine?
No, you need to go into the two swords.
That's what I did.
It
Oh,
hasn't.
never mind. There we go.
All right. There
Oh
we go.
fuck, that's like exactly the same thing.
How did it not?
Fucking hell.
Okay, so our current order with where things stand, we got Zachary first. Zachary, I will let you tell me where you want to stop. I just moved you to indicate that you
No,
booked it away
that was
before
the
initiative was
perfect
rolled. Okay,
spot. Just
so you're
so
hiding
I can like
behind
sort of still
Matthew
see
there.
her,
I
but
don't know where
in
Zach's hiding.
Yep, you'll be able
um,
to see her a bit from there. Just like this arm. If you want to go there, you'll be able to get a clear, but that's up to you. So with you could definitely see that there's something there, Fokionis, but it was not enough with what you were attempting. The words that you used, the interaction you had, it wasn't enough to stop your mother at this point. So our order is Zachary, then Fokionis's mum, then Fokionis, then Alia. So Zachary, turning and looking back, you see the end of this interaction. You heard Fokionis, but you do see that hill giant is now gripping a boulder quite aggressively in their right hand.
oh no, oh, shit.
Oh, it didn't bring over my
Uh,
inventory, so I'm going to have to do some things over in the other one.
I can sync it up again for you while Zachary's doing his decision making.
Yeah, can
Sorry.
Sorry, I'll like step out and cast
Oh, there we go.
web on her.
Yep.
Sorry.
Why do
to
you always
show-
got to start the fight, Zachary?
I don't.
This was
Dude.
well,
I think
you
this
did make her a bit mad.
first-
Sorry, we have to kill your mum. You did.
Yeah, well, he wasn't saying it.
Actually, sorry. In all that
That's the wrong
interaction,
thing
I
to
was making
say.
the assumption. Sorry, while you're making a decision, do any of you guys speak giant?
Yeah.
You do, Zach.
Yeah.
So you could understand what she was saying to Phocyonis. Phocyonis, do you speak giant?
I speak common and orc, being an orc.
Right. Well, you let's just say Zachary
Strange that my mum's a
translated.
giant and I'm an orc. Like,
Yeah.
so question like my origins.
Zachary, you understood the things that she said. Phocyonis, I need to retrospectively adjust that a little bit. She was looking at you, trying to pick up on your body language, possibly, but didn't understand what you were saying. And Zachary, her responses indicated that. So she's obviously trying to say something to Zachary, and we'll just leave it there. But for future reference, that all of what she said was in giant.
Okay.
And she didn't understand exactly what you said, Zachary, because you would have said in common, but picked up on your intent and your tone. So my apologies for that.
I used deception to hide it.
So you're casting.
Yeah, web. So the sort of the area she's standing on is covered in webs. So when she starts her turn, she'll roll a dexterity save, DC 13, and if she fails, she'll be restrained.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So the webs surround that space. Does it say how big that space is? Because she's taken up like the
So-
equivalent of 4 of you guys.
20-foot cube, but if I make it like start sort of like towards the back of her, I can make it so it doesn't like stop Phocyonis moving in. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. She's basically a 10-foot by 10-foot space that she's taking up.
All right. It looks like 15
That helps. Or maybe it is 15.
on my map.
10.
Yeah, 15. Okay, so that webbing, it definitely can be around her without impeding where he's currently standing, Phocyonis.
Yeah, and that's my turn.
So with her turn, Mrs. Phocyonis is back up. No, Mrs. Christosaurus. Whatever. We never actually got your mum's first name, so I don't know what it was meant to be.
Yeah, it's mum.
Mum. All right. So mum Phocyonis. She's got to do, what'd you say, dexterity saving throw?
Yeah, 13 is a DC, I think. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, look at that. It was a 13 save. She rolled an 8 minus 1, so 7. She is, what did you say? She is restrained.
She's restrained, and she can use her action to make a strength check, DC 13, to escape.
Yep. All right. So using that, let's get her to do that.
Or she can just attack while restrained. That's fine.
No, so going with so starting her turn, just sort of flailing a little bit at that webbing and then getting serious. Uses some small semblance of her strength just with one hand.
Sorry, I should mention that if like the webbing will still be there, so then like she'll have to make another save at the start of her next turn if she doesn't move out of where the webs are. They last for concentration up to an hour.
Okay. I'm with you. So they basically will stay in that space. I get you. While you're concentrating on it. So thank you for that. That helps me understand that spell a bit more. With that, then being restrained, she can still throw her boulder. So she is going to, where she was looking at her son. You've drawn her attention where you currently are, Zachary, by shooting those webs out. I'm just going to get rid of that mirror so that I can get the distance. Yeah, well and truly within the distance. So that boulder that she's currently holding in her right hand just hurls it kind of sidearm, like the cricket fans, Murali Duran style slingshot down
That's
the
on
corridor
account of her
towards you,
shoulder injuries when she was younger.
and she is going. And
Yeah,
she
it's
rolled
all
a
in his
natural
backstory.
1. So that rock,
It's your turn, Spa.
Oh.
It's your turn.
it's gone back to, it's all gone full circle. That rock
Huh.
that initially looked like it, it's bigger than you. It looked like it would just cause astronomical damage, and even potentially into Rathu and the Drake, and the only one not in its firing line was Brutus. But it, due to the rage it was thrown with, and the anger clouding judgment, it just sails over you
web.
guys and disappears down that hallway, clattering and crashing to a stop somewhere behind you. And she has missed, and with her bonus, no, that's her done. So grunting in frustration and
uneventful.
trying to stomp her feet, you will watch as that boulder. I mean, we could go again and see if it can hit him. Just goes sailing over Zachary's, over Zachary's and the pet's head.
Well, we know where you get your throwing from, Pocahontas.
Oh, that's right.
And with that, it's Alia's turn.
Are we killing or restraining?
Up to you.
Yeah, you've kicked in now. So if you want to take an action to like have that discussion with your teammates, you can, but it'll only leave you with your bonus action.
Yes.
Monologuing's a free action. Yeah, so up to you.
In-fight tactics along those lines, make a conscious decision.
He's such a mean GM.
I'm really not.
You know what? The way you're rolling, I'm going to have a conversation as my action.
Oh my god.
All right. So Alia has asked you that question, Pocahontas and Zachary, despite having seen.
Just to clarify,
Well,
Come
I
on,
haven't
it's
seen anything.
Pocahontas' mother. Like,
Yeah, no, actually, I was about to say that I take that back because no harm has actually been done to her yet.
Right, quick, what are we doing? Don't ask me because
your
it's my
decision,
mum.
Fox.
No,
It's your
it's
mom.
up
Mum.
to you. It's your mum.
Oh, look, I don't think we're gonna restrain her or subdue, knock her out, make any sense. So I guess it's time for mum to die.
Oh,
We just get the
wow.
episode of the VOD.
Jerry Springer 101.
Oh, why not fucking do it?
Oh, fucking Jesus.
Pocahontas certainly has
Right
a
then.
struggle on his hands. So Alia, bonus action.
I don't. It's either that or we all fucking pile into the toilet and hide. Does that work? Like because each time we go into the toilet, it's like an individual room for only us, isn't it? So it's all like, so even if she went in, there'd be a room for her, and she wouldn't find us in that room because we're all in different rooms in the toilet.
You know, that's not a bad idea, considering.
Come on, Dan.
Think about it.
Figure that shit out.
It is an instance bathroom that you could certainly all enter.
Excellent. And it's a
You have
separate
no
instance for all of us.
idea and have been given no indication what the bathroom arrangements are, or even if they need them for the other denizens of the dungeon that have been, however they've been placed here by the AI.
Well, guys, I think it's worth a try, don't you?
One way or
Falling into the
another, we're going
toilet?
to end up right back where we were.
Well,
Yeah,
look, it's either
so-
going to work or we're going to end up having to.
Yeah, it works. She sits out there, and then while we're carrying the bathroom for the rest of the 10 days.
No, the
when
idea
we
is
can't
she'll
get
follow us
Abby back.
in, and she'll have her own instance, and then we'll fucking come out and keep running.
And she'll.
You know what? Because
She'll
Pocahontas
just sit
always
outside.
goes with me on my stupid ass ideas, I'm going to go with
It's
Pocahontas
not
on
gonna
this.
work. It's not
Don't
gonna
know.
work.
She might.
Because she's just going to end up in the same bathroom as Pocahontas.
Oh shit!
Considering.
Mom, I'll wash my hands. Fuck.
All right, that is a lengthy 6 seconds of in action dialogue.
All right, what are we doing? Are we hiding?
What are you
we
guys
running?
gonna
What are we
do?
doing?
I'm
Attack.
with Fokionis because he
Okay.
always comes with me and my stupid ideas.
All right, Zach, you have the casting vote here. I'll attack, but I want it not to be on me.
It's not. Blame
I'll
me.
mention that's my mum.
Blame me.
Um,
Blame me then.
I will actually, while this is happening, can I get?
No.
Actually, no. You can all see it. You can tell Alia. I'll give you this because Fokionis is quite out of it at the moment, and Zachary, you as well. The club that she has looks like it can easily reach Fokionis and Alia where they are standing. It looks like it can easily reach 10 feet rather than the 5 feet that you guys are used to due to her size. So safe to assume she'll get an opportunity attack on you when you exit to go to the bathroom.
No, it's not her turn.
Good thing my I'm pretty high in other things.
All right,
It
come
doesn't
on,
have to be her
fly.
turn to get an
fly.
attack of opportunity.
Hit or shit?
All right, you need to make a decision.
Hit? All right,
Yeah,
we're hitting.
let's start vote in chat. Hit or shit.
Maybe you got a new title.
Oh,
All right, what are you doing? I need Alia. Okay, no, I need you to make you'll be the one who goes first either way. So what are you doing
All right, Alia.
with your bonus
I'll
action,
move
or are you
either way.
moving? Which way are you going? What are you doing?
Oh, let's do it.
Fuck it, I'm gonna send my Drake out to bite her.
All right.
All right. So bonus action. Drake has enough movement speed to get there. All right.
It's not a bonus action to send the Drake out. The
Command.
Drake gets its own turn straight.
Oh, that's right,
The-
straight
the-
after me.
Oh yes.
That's right.
Yep.
I forgot about
Apologies.
that. Wait,
Thank you.
does that also mean Brutus is in there as well?
Yeah,
No.
Brutus
Oh,
ain't running
no.
towards my mum, in case you noticed. Because she would just get his face and rub his nose in it. Like, no good.
Okay, never mind that one. I am just going to actually, with my
gonna do,
bonus
Alia?
action, I am going to cast Ensnaring Strike.
All right, so you're ready with your bonus action, and you will activate it in your next turn if you hit with the arrow that you shoot.
Yes.
So you've got it ready. Yep. All right, and now it's your unnamed Drake ferret.
Yeah. I'm going to use him to bite her.
All right. Roll his attack.
Where is it? There.
Oh, sorry, you did tell me it was an it.
So apparently the window for that doesn't want to show. It's just a thin line.
Okay, so its attack is 5 plus 5 to hit.
You can also do it if you want. If you double click on it in Foundry and then go to features,
How come the
you
Drake
can
goes as badly?
you can do the bite through there. Because it got smashed in the trap. Oh no, it should have been. And it doesn't automatically update with a long rest.
Ah, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
it doesn't automatically update with a long rest. Thank you.
Oh, that was not the correct dice.
No.
That was a hit. Oh no, that is what I wanted.
Now you want to do the attack. So if you click on bite, you'll see there's an
Oh.
attack.
Yeah, it just brings up a super thin line. It's not actually
Okay,
doing
let
it.
me do it then. I might have to because it's technically not coming from D&D Beyond. So public role. What did that come up as? A 9. 9 does his best despite there being so many things to bite
It says
at.
attack plus 5. Did you add the 5 to that?
Yeah, it does it on the Drake
Okay.
automatically.
Oh, mid.
Yeah, it does +3, +2. So ends up just biting ineffectively at one of the cloth parts of Mum Fokionis's skirt, for want of a better word. Tattered leather legging armor. Nothing achieved. Back to you. So Zachary, and then Mum Fokionis is on deck.
It's Fokionis next.
Mm,
No special.
I
bloody-
skipped him. I skipped him for
Yeah,
Ali.
you
I'm
did.
sorry. Fokionis, your turn.
Oh, did you really?
I did. I'm sorry. There's a lot going on. Apologies. Fokionis. That would have been probably even better because you would have had to make the decision on what to do with your mum. Carry on.
Right. What sort of? This is very. I'm in a quandary.
Fokionis is definitely in
That
a
thing
shocked
is
mental state.
not your mother.
He's at a fork in the road.
All right.
Technically,
try and throw
I
my
have
javelin,
hit
but
it.
I'm going to try and throw it at our foot.
You can move forward and melee attack.
Can I? All right, let's do that then.
Well, you're already currently in range, so yep.
True.
Yep, so you've moved
Technically,
forward.
I'm in the bathroom now.
Yeah. All right, we've got it.
You're now in the right space. I just need to be able to see both your tokens, smartass.
Oof.
9.
Nothing like trying to run combat and a Labrador decides to wake up and push away underneath the table. Sit down. Good girl. All right. What are you doing, buddy?
Oh, I was going to attack with my spear, and I rolled in the other place.
Yep, no, just tell me what it is. What did you
It
roll
was
for your attack?
400
You rolled 400.
minus
Oh.
391.
Does
was-
Tony have
just-
advantage because she's restrained?
I have advantage because it's my fucking mum.
Well, I actually think you'd be at disadvantage with it being your mum,
You don't know my mum.
but I've also read your backstory, so I thank you for that, Egg. Reminding me on that. You do have advantage on the attack while she's currently restrained.
Right, I'm going to
Yep.
re-roll. Should I roll in Foundry or roll here?
Oh,
Whichever you
rude.
want.
Okay, so if I roll in, how do I do that here in Foundry?
You open your character up and click on the weapon, and you can just go attack.
Okay, so javelin, but do I have to right click for advantage?
You'll see that when you go
Oh,
attack,
it'll be an
you'll have the
option when you first
opportunity.
click it.
Yeah, you'll have the opportunity to set it as advantage.
So if I hit attack, oh yeah,
Yep,
cool.
and then you'll see.
Gotcha,
Yep,
gotcha.
and I even redid your character sheets so they look like D&D Beyond.
Thanks, man. Does it show
That's
me what
okay.
that was?
Yeah, it's in the speech
12.
bubbles. Yep, so 12. What will you take your javelin? So you've got that javelin grip, the lightning is crackling, hesitating at that last moment, trying to strike, that still your mum. You still got that in your head. Striking at her foot, you trip slightly on the drake that is gripping and writhing around, flapping on the skirt tails, and your javelin just strikes into the stonework beside your mother's foot.
Oh my god!
And you hear her just sort of look and grunt in
Drake.
disdain, snorting in your general direction.
Excellent.
Would you like to do anything with your bonus action?
Yeah, I'll go again.
Yeah,
Let's
right.
go
Have you-
again.
Have you got a feat or something that lets you do that, or would you like to rage?
Do you know what? Yeah, just gonna get pissed off and rage. Why not?
Because you can do a
Fokionis,
frenzy.
being quite unhappy that he's missed after he's made the decision to go all in and has ended up hitting the wall. He's gone, oh fuck me,
But I
fucking
wasn't
Drake,
the first to
get out of
attack.
my way, fucking mum, come on. Oh, just you fucking always ruin this with my friends. You're always fucking in. Fuck you, kid.
Embarrassing me, mom.
He gave away
Get
my
out of here.
Nintendo.
Get out of my room. Oh, fuck, I washed my hands.
That is going to be one of the best rage Things that I've ever. Yep, you have successfully raged and tantied, I would argue. All right, Alia, you've got your snared strike ready.
No, I've already been. You accidentally skipped Fox, so you need to go to Zach.
No, we're at the next rotation through now. I've got you in the right order.
Yeah. So I'm
Oh.
first.
You're in the second round of combat.
Oh.
So
You've got your arrow ready, so you have that set up. If you hit with this, if you're going to shoot an arrow as your attack and you hit with it, you can then activate your snare. I think you said.
Right.
Is that you're
No,
hesitating?
I'm confused, man. Because you went Zack the Giant, then you skipped Fox, then you went to Alia, then the Drake, and then you went, oh fuck, and then went back to Fox. So then isn't it Zachary's turn?
yeah, because Alia already had her turn in the first round. So
Oh,
we've
I'm
all had a
sorry.
turn now. So it should be the start
Thank
of
you.
the
I'm
second
so
round.
confused.
Yeah, I've thrown myself in. Okay, we're now starting round 2. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm still giggling at the rage tantrum. Sorry, Zachary. Yes, with Mrs. Mum on deck.
God
I
damn.
cast magic missile at it, and
Yep.
Am I still hiding around the corner? Chicken?
yeah, and hide back around the corner.
How much damage did your magic missile do?
So I'll just do it in D&D Beyond if that's alright.
Yeah, I'm fine. Just tell me. Tell me
we,
damage.
we know how to use that one.
I rolled
Yeah.
5, so it's 15 damage, force damage, and then I move 15 feet down the corridor. Away, yes, because I am bravely running away, as they say.
Brave Sir Robin.
Chicken.
Robin.
All right.
So she looks scary. All right.
All right. Those magic missiles certainly strike true. They hit hard. She feels them. You got her attention. It hasn't impeded her too much, but you can certainly see that there's some scorch marks and some bleeding and some injuries have taken place. Now it's her turn. Yes, because we're back starting the second round of combat. Oh, be bonus action your movement. Sorry, Zach. Finish off your turn. Apologies.
No, it's done.
Spa just wants to get in on the action.
I'm done.
No,
done.
I just want to
did
get back in the right order
I move. Yeah, I move. Yeah.
and run away. Okay.
Yeah. There.
No more
Well
rocks
done.
for you.
Yes,
You can see after those strike that she was readying another boulder to hurl at your direction, Zachary. The rest of you who remain after Zachary dips around the corner and disappears from sight, see
bravely
Mrs. Mum.
from-
Yeah, sure. Mrs. Mum leave that boulder that she was about to hoik and just effortlessly tear away, freeing herself from the restraint of those cobwebs. And you said she needed to move out of them to not become re-restrained, didn't you, Egg?
Yeah, she have to roll a deck save at the start of her turn.
Yeah, so
Um,
so she's
just anywhere but where that doesn't include where she's standing right now.
Yep.
Or where we're standing.
Yeah, well, if she goes forward, she's still going to be within, like, she's not going to completely move the restraint.
All right.
Yep. And so from there, yes, she can still reach.
Does she take an attack of opportunity from
Don't we get an attack of opportunity?
Yeah, you will. So I'm just looking to the Drake and
Yeah.
Fokionis will both get attacks of opportunity as she breaks that restraint and moves away. So can you do that before she finishes her turn?
Or do I just do a bite?
Yeah.
You do an attack for the bite for your
Oh, I
Drake.
can't do that. Can you do that?
Oh, that's right. You need me to. Yep.
Not allowed
Bite.
to.
Normal.
Oh, you son of a bitch! Saw that.
Again, just letting go one part of the skirt to another. A little bit off put by Phocyonis almost tripping over it and nearly skewering it with the javelin. The Drake misses that bite as the huge figure lumbers to the side. Phocyonis,
Yes.
take your attack.
Am I'm still in range with my spear, or do I have to move forward?
No, it's an
Uh,
attack of opportunity, so
that doesn't
you,
matter.
Didn't
you're
she
just
move
Yeah.
rolling an
forward?
attack.
Alright, cool,
You hit her as she left the space, so she was within reach and moving away. So you get to take a swipe with her. Just
Is
a
that
single
with-
attack.
That's a simple attack, so it's not with advantage, it's just normal.
Yeah.
No advantage. She's not
Right.
restrained anymore. She's broken that restraint.
Oh, that was like
So
16
recovering your balance slightly and trying to skewer your mum's giant mum's Achilles as she moves away. You
Yeah,
just miss a second time as she almost catching her, but she moves away successfully.
In fridge.
All right. So you've had your attacks of opportunity, and just finishing off her turn, you see that that your mum is basically readying, holding it slightly strangely. The boulder, she gets a boulder in her left hand, but is only gripping it with a couple of fingers. The fist is still remaining closed, and then the club is ready in her right.
What's in the fist?
That's the end of her turn.
So
So
it was an
Phocyonis,
action to get out of the restraint, so I don't know what
yeah, it was an action to get out of the restraints. She's readying her
doing.
weapons. She's not throwing, she's just readying a bit of
Okay.
flavor. She's just readying those, and she's finished her turn.
Alright. You didn't
So,
like my whips. I think I'm
no,
gonna give it some
funny
more
enough, she
next
didn't.
turn.
So Phocyonis, you're up.
Yeah. I'm up.
So you would need to move to re-engage in melee.
Alright,
Unless
so
you
that's
wanna throw.
unlucky. Let's fucking go.
So just raging, because you've attacked and been under attack, so your rage continues. Get right back up, not letting your mum escape. I'm assuming you're moving in the section that's not webbed because that's what Zach left for you.
Well, yeah, and that's away from that area and towards her anyway, so
Yep, exactly.
so
you can pass through, yep.
I got a +2 melee damage with strength weapons.
Mhm.
Okay. Is that so? That's a attack with the javelin.
Yeah, and
It's
if you,
not an
D&D
advantage.
Beyond will apply those
I've
additions
got
as
the
well.
+2 already. How does
It'll
D&D
apply.
know that I'm raging or no?
Have you selected the little rage option?
Oh,
You got 3 rages, I think it is. If
wait,
not, add the 2. It'll
I
say plus.
selected the rage option in D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
Yep. So does that come across automatically to Foundry?
It won't come
It
across
doesn't-
automatically to Foundry.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
sorry.
is there a spot
Ed's
where I
saying
can
it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't affect you to hit anyway. It just affects the damage.
No, it's a plus. Oh, okay. I've got to hit first. Yeah, good call. Good call. So but I still roll with advantage.
No,
No, she's not restrained anymore.
Right, got you.
So you're just doing a straight roll.
Come on.
Oh,
Oh my
Jesus.
God. 17!
Everyone's rolling shit.
You-
This
sure.
is
It's Foundry's bullshit. I'm not rolling here
It's-
again.
it's Phocyonis is still struggling with the decision that's been made. He understands why, but he is still very much maybe subconsciously impeding himself a little bit and still missing. I just cut a rent in one side of his mum's leggings that no damage was done. All right, next, Alia, you will have to move for. Oh no, you won't. You'll be able to shoot her. I forgot how big she was. You can now take your shot if you would like to with your bonus arrow ability ready.
Okay.
You can run in and try and stab her with your dagger, your new shiny
Okay.
dagger.
Don't do that.
I presume that's a 15 to hit.
It's a 22
Oh,
to hit because
22.
you rolled a 15 and you have a shitload of add-ons. That arrow is the first clean strike that that lands, and it shooting through just above the hip. That arrow enters. You can hear a grunt as it strikes. You need to roll your is it damage
Yeah.
and the ensnaring feature?
Yeah.
So there's
Right,
a.
yeah.
Oh, so I need both.
Yeah. So do your damage
It just
first.
Okay.
Egg, you're right. Go.
you're gonna roll a strength save with advantage. And if you fail, I won't bother describing what happens when you fail.
Well, I have to.
Who's Mum does.
Oh,
That's right, Mum does.
so confused. So that's
So
8 on the longbow damage. And a 6 for my inserting strike damage.
So she made the strength saving throw with a 21. So the ensnaring strike doesn't actually kick off. He saves that ensnaring, but you do get 8 damage for the shot. Saved.
So DC.
10 because your wisdom is 10.
Ah.
All right, so
My wisdom's
it
11.
hurt. Yeah, she rolled a
It's the
21.
same in this game. It doesn't matter because that spell doesn't work very well on
Yeah, that's
large
alright. I
creatures.
still got a decent hit
It's
on
strong. Yeah. you
health
did.
anyway.
And I mean, worth a try for Alia to figure that out too. That has now learnt a valuable bit of info about her spells. So that arrow is still protruding. Damage is definitely done. There's some more blood flowing now and trickling down the leg from that strike above the hip. And another grunt of pain as it struck. She's copping some hurt. So now we are up
Drake's
to
turn.
the Drake.
Yes. I can't do really much with this one unless other than attack. So that's what we're gonna do.
Alright, so he was shaken off, but he's relentless. He's following your instructions to a T, going bite after bite after bite, and he's sure that his little heart of hearts that he'll get there at some point. He's rolling shit. With his 11,
Refresh.
back to this time, kind of grips onto the top of one of the leather boot/sandals that are on those huge giant feet, and he's going to town, gnawing on it, but it's not doing any damage. Zachary hiding back around the corner.
So Robin.
All right. Hold on. Right. So I move 5, 10, 15 here, and then 5,
Running away.
10 here. So I've
Robin
5
running
feet
away.
left.
Yep, you're 25.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yep.
lose concentration on that old web,
Yep.
and I think I'm gonna try. She's a humanoid, right? I'm gonna try casting hold person on her. Right.
Alright.
So she makes a wisdom save, DC 13.
She's a giant. Is that considered humanoid?
Oh.
Well, part of her is.
Alright.
I'm
No, it wouldn't, would it?
Zachary. I mean, I'll let you make that call. I was actually asking you
Nah.
that question above the table.
Don't. No, it wouldn't be. All right. Well, wait, would Zachary know that? Would it be
I
in
mean,
the
he can see
information?
that giant figure, and he's got the info. He knows the spell inherently. That it's designed for humanoids. It's you make the call as to whether with his abilities and his intelligence.
I think Zachary would think giants are like 2 arms, 2 legs, humanoid. Yeah.
I trust your role playing judgment, so make your call.
'Cause
Humans,
that's what I just
according
thought.
to Dungeons and Dragons, giants are humanoid creatures of great strength and size, with a self-involved social focus. There you go.
Okay.
This is Dungeons and Dragons Wikipedia I just looked up. So that answers your question.
Right.
As far as Googling. I'm not kidding. I was like, is a giant
What?
considered humanoid in D&D? And that's the first thing that showed up.
Oh my god, Aaliyah's got coverage down here.
For spell purposes, though, there is a difference. Giants are giants and humanoids are humanoids.
Yeah, I'm going to trust
Right.
what I'm looking
So,
up. Oh,
I'm gonna.
I'm
It
going to
literally
looking
says
up.
giants are humanoid creatures.
I am 100% certain.
okay, no, they are classified as humanoids in the monster manual and are valid targets for the whole person spell.
They're definitely not. Maybe.
Well, I've just learned something new, and I will go
Yeah,
with.
that actually caught me off guard as well when I read it. It's like, oh.
Yep.
Right. So just to be clear, Brave Robin's running towards, not away.
Yep. You
Turn that kick
egg,
off.
throw your spell out, and I'll actually let it. I'll do some more research in case we have another giant encounter, but I'll give it to you for this one. But
All right.
in the monster manual, they're considered
You remember what
humanoid,
that?
which is what I looked up. So the spell says humanoids. So give it a crack.
All right. Wisdom saving throw DC 13.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a big 3.
Okay.
So what is the effect that is applied?
She's paralyzed, and she
Oh.
gets another save at the end of her turn.
Okay.
Does that mean we will roll as advantage now, or I mean it's her turn next?
If she
anyway.
fails at the end, yeah, because it's her turn next, so she'll roll again at the end of her turn.
Okay. And
It's
can
brutal.
she? Because she's actually stuck now, paralyzed. So
Yeah.
it basically goes through to the end of her turn for her to try and break that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. So that just moves her straight through. You said wisdom, didn't you?
Yes.
Saving throw. Good rolls. Deserted. Oh, that was going to be a good one. Nope. She is still paralyzed.
Okay.
Right, let's go ham.
The
Now I
turn's
think
over.
Aaliyah.
that should not have worked. Scared now. Alright, Ali, okay.
Alright.
It's not my turn. What is it? No, it's
No,
not
it's
my turn.
fucking.
Oh, sorry,
Fox.
Fokianus's. Apologies. I thought you still had more you were going to try and do.
Sorry.
Alright. I assume we're still fighting, so I am gonna fucking once again try and see if I can, incapacitate mother in the leg region to perhaps slow her down.
Yep.
Rightio. But I'm gonna roll just for something different.
She's currently locked in place, eyes wildly spinning in her head.
So rolling at advantage in
Yeah.
D&D Beyond.
And if you hit, because you're within 5 feet, it's a crit.
22.
22 definitely hits. Getting some of your bearings back, especially seeing your mum lashing out at your friends, you strike true. So do your crit.
All right, so
roll it with the crit, whether you're
roll
doing D&D
crit,
Beyond
and I
or
still get plus
Foundry.
2 for them in rage. So it's 12 plus 2 for the rage is 14.
Mhm.
Cool, 14.
So, but did you roll a 12 or a 6?
I rolled hang on, what is it? It was 5 plus 3 plus 4. Blah, 5, blah, fuck. 5 plus 3
Count Dracula.
plus 4. There we go.
Yep, and you might have missed it saying
it's
it's an instant crit, so bundle it all up and double it.
Oh, okay. So including the plus 2 melee damage for with the plus 2,
I can't remember Spar's house rule for crits works. So it's the whole damage he rolls once and just doubles the whole thing.
I just said double it.
Just double it.
Right. So my total, I rolled 12 plus 2 for the melee is 14. So double 14 is 28.
28. So 28 points.
I'm glad you agreed after that long thought of like, wait, 12 plus 12. Character 2, fucking. I had one there.
was 144.
If I had 12 potatoes, and then I had 12 more potatoes.
So your javelin
math.
slices into her calf. That has taken significant damage. Like she can't move, or does it break the paralysis now that she's been
It
attacked?
doesn't.
That's
brutal.
brutal. So she's still stuck in place, and that javelin had just sliced through her calf. I can see why it's not supposed to hold giants, but it does say they're humanoid, and I'll learn from this if I got it wrong. We're rolling with it for tonight, even if it makes it easy mode for the the mum fight. Pocyonis, anything else? Your rage continues.
Rage continues, yes.
Yep.
Feel
I
pissy.
feel so bad.
Fucking hell, Mum.
Don't. You're all telling me not to feel bad with poor Ivy last week, a week before, so
I wasn't telling you shouldn't.
That's
feel bad.
different.
You should feel horrible.
okay.
Then
Wow,
that was
I think
bullshit.
Right. Pocyonis, anything else you'd like to do?
not really. There's not really much else I can do. I don't have an
You
extra.
make a bonus action attack? Is it?
Can I? Oh no, that's why I was asking before about like the difference between rage and frenzy.
Okay, so if you did your frenzied, you can
Oh.
attack with your bonus, but rage. So
Yes.
frenzied attack and rage were two different things.
That's right. So I haven't frenzied. I'm just
No,
raging. So
you've just
therefore I
raged.
have
You
no bonus
can-
action until
You
I
can
find level
with your
5.
bonus action. You can do. You have that in your character though.
Why not?
I see it. I see frenzy. You got
I know
frenzy
how to
attack.
have it, but I'm not going to frenzy. I've asked her
Because he doesn't want the exhaustion.
Yeah, I don't want the.
Yeah.
The
It's not like this is a boss fight or anything. We want to save her.
So
Yeah.
I checked with Font of Knowledge, and he informed me that whilst I would gain advantage, all my enemies would also gain advantage against me.
But she's paralyzed.
But then, if I come out of frenzy, as you say, then I'll be exhausted for some time.
Look, what are you doing?
No, move on.
All right. So, just needed to make a decision. Alia, what would you like to do? Seeing all of this unfold, and you've seen the giant frozen in place.
I'm gonna go with my longbow.
Yep. Take your shot.
And
I'm telling you, stop rolling in there.
It's advantage.
oh, is it?
Yeah. But
Yeah,
you
'cause
just
she's
you
paralyzed.
don't auto crit though.
Oh, advantage. Sorry, my bad. Probably shouldn't have done that.
Just roll again.
23.
So you did a single roll and a double roll. Can you just give me a straight single roll, please? Because you rolled a 10 on your first single, so just give me a straight attack roll.
Oh, and then you'll add those two together. I'm with you.
I'll see which is the best out of the two
Oh,
of them.
okay.
Oh, will you? Dealer's choice, you reckon?
Fucking hell.
No,
Yeah.
it's advantage. She gets the best out of the two. So it strikes with the 14. 14 is better than the 10. It strikes true, so roll your damage. That arrow shoots. Not quite as critical a point as the last one. And 5 damage. The arrow just sneaks behind the pauldron on the right arm. So it's there, but it does not quite do as much damage.
You seen that
But
flabby underarm bit?
she is hurting. Would you like to do anything with your bonus action?
I can't really do much with bonus action, to be honest. Apart from... No, it's not worth it. No, that's the end of it.
About
Your
Hotline
Drake?
Bling.
My
What's your
Drake's
Drake
gonna
doing?
bite her, but I'm gonna do it the other direction.
Have
Fuck, if
advantage.
you
Oh,
put
no, I
Vital
can't.
into
It's
fucking misses,
easier
that's
just to
the
do
worst
it
Drake
in
ever.
boundary.
Drake rolls at advantage.
Even though I can't do
You
it.
watch the Drake finish her off. Not that she's that. All right, the Drake has finally successfully, in the twisting of its head, managed to get its its teeth into the feet and has made some
It's
damage.
a crit. Too.
Thank you. So does who else is rolling?
That was an accident. I'm sorry.
Right, that's okay. Does
I can
4
actually do
damage.
the damage. I can't do the other one though.
Right. No, I don't know why that's doing it, but anyway. So
Mhm.
Zachary, back to you.
Alright, I'm gonna just shoot a
One final
firebolt.
blow.
Firebolt at a. I'll do it in D&D Beyond because I can. 22 to hit. Yeah, so
All right, 22 to hit does hit.
5 damage.
Right.
And that's. I'll end my turn there.
Okay. Because I've just looked up D&D Beyond and that mechanic, and rather than the Wikipedia, it doesn't apply to the Hill Giants according to D&D Beyond. So I'm going to have a success on the paralysis and have her shrug that off. I should have checked there instead of where I went to the
fair.
first point. So with that,
Just remember
having
she was immune to. Oh yeah, it should
no, she's just shrugged it off, and we're going to move on. The pent up
Sudden
rage, or whatever
epiphany.
connection she has with her son, the shit happened. She's decided that she had to make a choice between hit and shit, and she now wants to hit. So she's going to lash out at Phocyonis, swinging that club in a multi attack. So 2 swings of the club. And if it'll let me, there it is. The number 1. First one is a 14.
No.
Second one is also a 14. No, she's consistent. So we know that. Second one missed. So coming out of that paralysis, blood streaming from various parts of the body, takes 2 massive swings of that club, but they just seemingly the same as what Phocyonis was with his javelin, where he's unable to hit her. At the last moment, those strikes miss and clatter into the wall with a resounding shock and into the floor. But Phocyonis, you emerge unscathed.
Damn right I do.
That's her turn.
Really?
Phocyonis, you're up.
All right.
Your mum is really hurting.
Oh, I'm fucking pissed now, Mom. How dare you try and whoop me in front of my friends? Ah. Right. Attacking. Not with advantage, just with normal.
Oh.
11?
11 misses. So that strike sails wide. Just you and your mum seem to be having real trouble committing, despite all your posturing and apparent anger,
No.
to hurting each
Oh.
other.
Complex relationship.
It's quite beautiful, really.
At least Ivy didn't see that. Wait.
So, anything else that you want to do with
No,
that?
I'm not going to frenzy. Can I just get a HP check on the giant, actually, on Mum?
Badly
Can't do a
injured.
HP check, but you can see that she is quite badly injured with blood streaming
Right.
from various parts of
I'm just trying to total how
her
much
body.
damage giant has taken.
Quite a lot.
Yes.
Alia, and because you've been attacking,
105 a lot? I don't think so.
well, you don't know that she's got 105.
No, I don't know that. You're right.
Phocyonis.
Just like you
Alia,
don't know.
you're up.
I might know my mum's damage. You don't know.
Your mum definitely didn't look like this last time you saw her.
No, she's been fucking on the gear.
Yeah, Alia, you're up.
I think. No, I'm gonna hit with the longbow again. Fuck it.
All right, take your shot.
Pew, pew, pew.
Why is it not showing me my arrow thingies? Oh, that's what. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yep, that's going to hit.
24.
It definitely hits. So you're lighting up like a pincushion, just picking your marks and hitting them.
Let's not talk
And-
about it.
And 4 points of damage. Well, you have all your bonuses on it that add to that.
Yeah. Oh no! Wait.
You already
Hang
added
on
them
a
on. You
minute.
did 4
No,
points
that's
of
only
damage.
with a D20.
Oh,
You
yeah.
don't get to
roll
reroll your ones for
Damn it.
damage. Yeah.
Never mind.
And
It's been a while since I've used it. I forgot.
I'll roll your Drake unless you want to do something with your bonus action.
Nah.
All right. Oh, sorry.
Putting
roll that in
poison
front
on the
of
dagger
accident.
is considered an action, not a bonus action.
Your Drake rolled a 10, so missed again. Went to bite the other sandal. Got a bit of blood in its teeth and feels like it's doing something constructive, but didn't actually do any damage that time around.
That's my boy.
Zachary, back to you.
I'm gonna magic missile again. With
Yep.
the
Oh, look, I just gendered it.
pew pew pew.
You did.
Oh, that's
So
another 15
next step in
damage.
name.
Rolling well with
15.
these missiles.
They strike and they are like almost. Mrs. Mum almost drops to one knee, but through strength of will holds up and stays up. Remains on her feet somehow, but she's nearly at the end of her rope. There is not much fight left in those eyes. With
Come on, she's gotta hit
the last
someone.
effort, she's going to strike out again with that multi attack at Zachary. seeing if-
Zachary.
Yeah, you. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, Fokionis.
Okay.
Wait, does that mean she's going for the Drake as well?
Well,
No,
the Drake's
with
next to me, but
Okay.
she's electing to take both swings at Fokionis. So an 11. A natural one. So
Nobody
taking
dies
those
tonight.
swings, the great club misses, and then the second swing actually embeds into the wall just above Fokionis's head and appears to be at least partially stuck there for the moment, taking Mum Fokionis slightly off balance.
whoa.
Keep missing.
All right.
How does
Yeah.
it?
There's some unspoken bond between the two that is just affecting their attacks. They just can't bring
You
themselves
just
to
attack the dragon
do it.
instead. And you
All
just crit.
Fokionis, you're up.
All right, you know what I'm doing.
Yep. Go for it.
Radio. Come on, here we go. 17.
17 hits. This is the lightning
10
javelin.
points of damage plus 2 is 12.
All right. Ooh. That buckles her. That strike, leveling it into the already damaged leg, because that's what you can reach into her kneecap. Feeling just that conflict and pain and you rage and all of that swirling together. This time you do strike true, and you just hear this audible grunt and gasp of pain and suffering come out of your mother as you strike. Alia,
Yes.
what would you like to do?
We're just gonna attack with my longbow.
All right.
20.
That hits. Yeah, 13 plus. Yep. Definitely hits.
8.
8 was exactly what you needed. So with actually, how would you like to finish this? And then I'll wrap up the
I'm gonna
this
shoot it
ends.
straight in the eyeball with the arrow.
Oh, fuck.
All right. And
Jeez, brutal.
just having seen everything that's unfolded, seeing the rock narrowly miss Rathu that was originally flung at Zachary, hearing the pain in Fokionis's voice as he raged against some definitely some childhood baggage with his mother. That arrow flies straight true, strikes,
Despite
and just with like a toppling of a huge tree Mrs. Mum Fokionis just tumbles backwards flat on her back, the arrow protruding, looking so tiny, almost like a toothpick on that giant figure and that giant head, collapsing to the ground. And as she falls, Fokionis, you see this clearly, that hand that had stayed clenched the whole time through the battle, it opens, and you see falling out of it and hitting the tiles a familiar red collar. And that's where we're going to leave it tonight.
Oh, fuck.
She did no damage to anyone.
Or maybe some psychological damage to Fokionis. There may be some more scars. Fokionis got the Matrix up. Dano's got the Matrix up.
From
Yeah.
his dodgy-
Later on tomorrow, when you edit and I get the message I'm going to get, that will make more sense.
No worries. I've got to see what the edit looks like, because I got a recording error, so we might end up having to use the Twitch VOD. So our audio might be our audio might be a little bit cocked for this episode. I
Does
hope
anyone
not.
else get like all these messages during the day like I do when he's editing? Because I get
No,
heaps.
you guys,
No.
none of the
No.
rest of them put these fucking memes and images
me.
up that I don't get to see.
I don't know, he
because I've
doesn't
got Mac
see
and
what we
shit
see
open.
during the
No.
during the show.
He doesn't
No,
love
I
us
get-
as much as he loves you, Dante.
If you put that shit up, I'm happy to do it in the D&D channel. It's just I'm going through. I'm like, oh,
No,
there's another
it's all
Dante
good.
meme.
I just wondered,
Yeah,
like,
he-
If they put it,
mentioned
if they did that, sure. But I get caught up and go, what the? Oh god! I didn't see the turtle. I didn't see the Matrix. So I look forward to catching the rest of it. So yeah, that's where we'll pick up, and hopefully the recording. I know we went a little bit over, but we were pretty close to the end of Mum Fox, so I thought it was worth finishing that up, and we'll pick that up next Monday, and then we'll figure out whether we go Easter Monday or leave it. But definitely good for next Monday.
Okay.
All right, and viewers, anyone who's watching or you're watching the video, peace out, love you all. Thanks for hanging out this far, and hopefully the audio is good. Like, follow, subscribe, etc. Bye. Oh. What did I do?
Yeah, well, on
all
my
good.
Zach, well, egg, whatever you want to call him, did like the heart shape at the edge of the camera frame.
Oh.
But I don't know who's next to him. So nobody else did it.
Well, that's
No.
Ivy, and Ivy's currently in the Nether Realm, or the Sack Realm.
Poor Ivy.
That sounds
We gotta
worse than what it
get
did in
her.
my head.
Gotta get her back in the game. Spark, what are we
Ah.
doing?
You talking to
Oh,
me?
man.
You guys are the ones who've got to get out of this dungeon before you can figure anything further out about that at this point with your skills and knowledge.
I'm just trying to get over Mum.
Actually, I will let you guys know so you can get set up with your characters for the next session. Having it'll save us doing it at the start of the next session. So having defeated Mum Fock, you
Upgrade?
all hit the milestone of hitting level 5.
No.
Which means that you can now have open to you the option of completely changing not the look. Actually, no, you can. You can change the race. You can change the what kind of character you're playing.
Nah,
You can
I
change
like
all of
my
those
race.
elements, but whatever you change to from here is what will be locked in for the remainder of the crawl. So if you want to change your class, you can. If you want to change your race, you can. If you want to stay the same, you can, and you can also go into your settings and open up all of the Dungeons and Dragons sources. So if you would like to explore them to build your character or to multi-class your character, you may.
All good.
I wonder
actually
why
feel
I only
tough
had the
now.
option
Thank
for the
God
Drake.
for that.
You might have to do the Drake in D&D Beyond as it levels up, Racer, because Foundry, the module that comes in with Foundry only lets me put the Drake in as essentially a monster, and they don't scale up with the player. So, and otherwise, actually, if you can do this for me, if you look in Foundry, your
Oh, I've
same
already
things you have in
exited out of
D&D.
everything.
Okay. I set it up so it should bring in all of your Drake controls into Foundry, the same as the ones that are D&D Beyond, and all the marker is really meant for is just for positioning. So just, if you don't mind, just have a look at that, or don't, and just check out D&D Beyond, because as you're leveling up, you are going to have to control that Drake outside of the marker, or you'll lose a lot of benefit from it. And if you guys do change anything about your class, can you let me know? Because I'll just need to update the overlay.
No,
Can I
I'll
be
have
a
you on a
wizard?
multi-class. Pardon?
I'm just staying as is because I can now
Same.
attack twice. 2 attacks.
Okay, so you guys are saying the same.
Yep.
Ivy, if you do come back to life, you will keep that level because that's what your group has experienced. Rick will also receive that level. Zach, Egg, what was your question?
Yeah, it's gonna change to wizard, I think, because yeah, I haven't rolled any charisma checks this whole game, but you've asked for several investigation, intelligence checks, so I think
They don't always work out.
so I think maybe I should be a wizard and be good.
And all of a sudden, the charisma checks will start rolling in.
Yeah. Oh, don't you fucking dare, Spark. Just
Right,
Mate,
I'm
we're
going
only
bed.
we're only 2 dungeons in. There's a lot of ground to travel. You play it whatever and however you want to. Night Racer.
not
Right.
Right.
Yeah, you're gonna do it, aren't you?
I
You're
haven't
be
planned
like,
checks that
I'm
far
gonna
ahead.
change your character, and then you'll be like, yeah, you roll charisma. Oh, no one's good at charisma.
You haven't also entered in, well, if you have, I've missed it, into anything that's led me to want you to do that as a check either. But you haven't really had the opportunity with any of the interactions.
Oh, yeah.
I can't guarantee what'll happen in the future because I've got to see how this folds out. I've built the world in between for level 2. I've been working on that wizarding. So I built out the stores and the NPCs, and I've done all those things for what you will encounter as a group when you go into the next world. I've already told you guys that I was doing that. But I get it. There hasn't really been an opportunity, and if there has been, I've missed it as DM, where you would get that charisma check.
Mm,
It's your call. Play whatever you want to play. I will just keep building the game world out, but I can't promise you intelligence versus charisma checks because I don't know what's going to come up. Which I think you
okay,
get what I mean.
if it's gonna be more dungeons like this, intelligence would come up more. But you're saying it could be anything.
Mhm.
Right.
I'm really glad at this point. Yeah, I hope you haven't read the books
I have not.
because I'm doing my own thing with it, but I'm drawing from a few of the books with some of the stuff that's coming up as well. So I'm very glad to hear that. I'm grabbing different situations because not everything fits. This isn't a linear story. You guys are doing shit. There's nothing connected to those books where you go, well, that sort of arc that I thought might come in, that's not going to work. We'll just do this other thing. It's been fun. I've really enjoyed it. It's really taken a premise and a concept more than anything, and then I've had to build out, D&D campaign with it. It's been good fun.
Good.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it.
Go.
Oh, yeah. It honestly, totally your call. Hey, play it whatever and however you want to play.
You're a fucking wizard, Harry.
You can.
Well, with everything unlocked, I'm definitely changing my subclass at least.
Yep.
So you can use everything. Alright.
I'll leave that decision with you. I don't need an answer right now. And honestly, it's just for the overlay. It won't change how I do anything. And it won't, like, technically in the game, it's not all going to kick in until you've had a long rest, but you guys already know that you have a place that seems to be safe for a long rest, or to have those options.
Gonna carry on. No one took any.
No, that was wild. Like, because if she hits, she does so much. Like, I was looking at it going,
Yeah, I dodged like twice.
the damage that she does, and she's got these bonuses because she's strong. So she's got like a fuckload of proficiency and strength pluses on her multi attacks. I think it's like +8 or something, and she was still fucking missing.
She's at 14. 14.
Yeah. Yes, yeah, she had 2 14s. They were the best I think she rolled. Like, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh. And of everybody, you're probably the easiest one to hit at the moment. And also you were, a son and you were right up in her face, but still not.
Yeah, I don't understand because my AC is like only 17, and you're like, burp.
Well, she just rolled
With your
shit.
+8, like.
Just
Yeah,
rolled
like
shit.
a higher than 50% chance of hitting.
Yeah, I guess, but all of the good rolls, like the
That's right. When he
NPCs
watches the
were
vid
rolling
tomorrow,
like.
he'll see why.
I'll look forward to it. But the NPCs were rolling like fucking demons last, 2 weeks ago, and then this time around, swings and roundabouts. You guys barely
Yeah,
missed.
Pretty
Zach
sure
was
Lily's like looking for that fucking roll.
shotting with magic missile, and like her AC was low. Like she's huge and squishy, lots of health, but fair cool armor.
Yeah, I rolled really well with these missiles.
But missiles, the firebolt, I don't think you missed. You didn't. The nets, like the paralysis. I should have taken 2 minutes and actually looked that up properly.
Yeah.
She lost half her health through my stuff up.
Yeah, because that
Yeah.
advantage and crit was like 20. Was it 28 points of damage for me in that one roll?
Yeah.
It's a brutal spell.
Use
on people.
So,
if it goes off.
But that said, too, we would have probably had to interrupt the combat if I hadn't made that mistake, because we're finishing up with the fight finished at just after midnight here, so it would have been.
Yeah,
I
so
think
it worked out.
I think it kind of worked out all right. I didn't deliberately make it go that way, and I'll certainly remember that with the humanoid sizes.
Humanoid,
it's not just what they're classed as a
So giants class as
descriptor.
humanoid, but not for the purpose of humanoid for that spell.
Yeah.
For paralysis.
Yeah.
There's probably more things that are listed there as well, but
don't count.
Yeah,
it's
they're too
mainly just human, like people, like player characters. What we would play as. Halflings are humanoid.
So if we'd have used that, did we use that like around the corner with the other guys?
No.
No, if they were undead, it wouldn't have worked.
Oh, go.
I'm not sure.
I think you'll find out more about what they were when you catch up with Mort.
Right.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, even then, like, there's nothing we could have done to save Ivy.
No, that crit was just ridiculous. It was, just, and like nearly took out Alia as well. Like, you were nearly down. You were nearly down 2 party members.
Shit. And if he did that to me, I'd be down. I think Fock would have survived.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think you would have just, and Alia.
If he's raging as resistance as well.
If it had rolled the same, Alia would have went. It was that the damage was 2 less, so that's what saved her. She came out with 2 health. Like, I was looking at God, oh fuck, how much health has she got? Wow, how's whatever it was, 38. Like, holy shit, you've got 2 health left. Fuck.
Yeah, when Fock crits, it's like 28. When Spark crits, the little dagger.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
it-
because he's a rogue, wasn't he? Yeah, they get
He
sneak
was,
attack.
because there was what
Yeah.
psychic damage. or
he had a shitload of bonuses, and the dagger that he dropped wasn't what he was actually attacking with.
Right, well, where's
There
the
was
one
a-
that did?
There was the one that was built
in.
in. There was the one that was built into that monster that did psionic damage and the piercing. That's what that's what that monster attacks with by default.
Oh, I think that is
It was Dynasty in disguise.
some bullshit.
It's the monster out of the monster manual. This was nothing special. I even left it with the default, like, the mid-range roll for health. I didn't fuck with nothing because I put it through the kobold encounter. It actually came up as a medium encounter in the kobold encounter.
Medium. Fuck
But
it.
well, if you
Yeah,
they're quite, it was quite squishy.
Yep.
If he hadn't, if he'd missed,
Yeah.
he would have been like, you killed him so quick once he was sprung.
Yeah.
But it was
Once he
just that he
saw
was
it.
able to sneak up. No one was
Stealth.
really actively looking, and he could.
Yeah,
His
it-
invisibility.
Mistakes were made.
still,
Oh,
I still had to roll against, like, yeah, and now he wouldn't have been able to do that in the rules unless he was invisible, which
yeah. I should have. Well, he was invisible. That invisibility is a thing that recharge. He can roll to recharge. So
Yep.
he was invisible
all
and he was stealthed.
right. So yeah, so then that first hit,
So I did
Yeah,
think it was
would've-
okay because I did read up on
would've
it to
yeah,
like with how I wanted him to enter that encounter.
yeah, yeah. If we're, do you know how surprise works in this as well?
Surprise!
I read it, but I don't remember it.
Right. So if you start combat and not all the combatants are aware of each other, if then some people start surprised, where basically their turn is skipped. So he would have, that invisible guy would have had a turn, just a full turn, where before any of us could act. If you so
I'm not sure I understand what you mean because he didn't attack to start the fight. He came into the initiative order. That's why I did it
yeah,
on paper. and
I'm
didn't
saying
put him in.
if he did start the fight and we'd all be surprised, he'd get his turn, and then the normal initiative would happen.
Oh, I'm with you. If
But
he
I do have the alert feat, which means I can't be surprised as well. I'm not sure if I should change that. Maybe I should, in case he tries something sneaky like that again.
No, build your characters the way you want to build them. I'll learn shit as I go through as well. And rolls are going to take like this one here, where the fucking hill giant that could knock down skyscrapers couldn't hit fucking shit. And obviously my stuff up with the paralysis. But yeah, I'll keep learning as I go through. But
yeah,
I will make sure I look
game.
up and watch some videos on that as well if I'm doing that again.
Yeah, it's complicated because in the book, it's in 3 different sections, hiding and everything. It's not very well put together, so it might be worth watching a video on or something.
That's what I did with the invisibility and with with that sneaking in and the guy who was very obvious. But I need to go hit the hay because I've got a little munchkin that will be up in probably not too long. But that was good fun, and thank you for that info and the laughs.
Yeah.
If nothing else, even if the encounter wasn't quite as deadly as I thought it would be,
Thankfully for us.
at least we got to have Mumfok in there for a little bit.
Yeah, that was cool.
Glad you enjoyed.
Right.
And I'm actually glad that their roles in how it panned out, that it actually ended up that way because it fit that mother and son, deep down, maybe subconsciously not wanting to hurt each other. And the dice reflected that.
Didn't they just? Took me ages. Far out.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And then it's fucking paralysis. Wah! Calf slicer.
Yeah. Okay, fine.
Achilles tendon.
All right.
All right, guys.
On that note,
Yeah.
you crazy kids, I will see you all Monday, if not before, and I'll post my comments into D&D. So you can all
I'll
see what
see
I'm
you
going
next
when I
week.
notice
Right.
You're seeing
Foxionus's
the
Dante's
D&D
messages.
movie this weekend as well.
Oh,
apparently.
nice. I won't see it till it comes out. Apparently, what,
Comes
sorry?
out,
It's out.
comes out this Thursday, I think.
Yeah, isn't it 30th? Because it comes out the day before my
Yeah.
birthday, I reckon. Yeah.
Until it comes out on the streaming services, sorry.
Oh,
Ah,
come on! Aren't you popping down to the bloody local gimpy? Like,
Oh, no, we've got a cinema, but it's getting there.
it's getting there.
It's easier to watch on streaming.
fair enough. Fair
Oh,
enough, fair enough.
jeez.
Easier to watch when it hits a streaming service.
All right.
That's fair.
Just trying to avoid spoilers for a couple of months.
Right. So what you're saying is,
It's like the Marvel movies; they hit
in the
pretty
cinema
quick.
with
So,
his phone in a voice call.
oh, fuck no. I hate bootleg shit. Like, oh, it drives me mental.
Not
Popcorn,
recording.
people
He's
walking
just
past.
talking to you. Like,
Yeah, just FaceTiming the opposite way.
yeah.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's not a recording.
All right, I'm out.
Okay.
Yeah,
See
good
yous.
night.
See you then.
Bye.